Haro. Yes, we are live. So I have my body suit pretty close to filled out here, and I have some painting to do on it. I'll be doing that. Lexi is over here soldering.
Still in the burning metal.
Hello. Say hi, Lexi.
Hi, Lexi.
Say hi, Rob.
Hi guys.
So we will be in the shop this evening making the stuffs. You know, like we do. Since I'm going to be painting him, I'm going to get me some paints, which are over here.
Did you bake some or is that all the other stuff?
Hello, XD Land Rat's Egg. Say hi or die. Are you threatening me? Because that's really cute. If you are, I'm just going to bump you off the channel because I don't tolerate a-holes. But if that was a joke or a typo, then by all means, hang out and watch me make stuff. But don't be an a-hole because we're not about that. We're not about like 13, 14-year-old jokes on the YouTubes. Okay. Right. There you go. Then it's cool to be joking. And hello, Clem Cadiddle, and Line Cook, and Linda, and Asylum Antics Costuming. How do I not know about Asylum Antics Costuming? I would like to see some of your stuff. Message me a link. Hello, Leroy and Jimmy Woods. Good to see you on again, sir. And Velocity, the running sloth, aka Sloth Mom. That's awesome. And hello, Bubbles. And Mike's Haunted Woodworks. Hey. Yeah. All right, so like I said, I'm going to get some paint. And then 17 people showed up, and I was stuck saying hi for 20 minutes.
Hey, Scar. Everybody should send pictures of their feet.
Sure.
Hello, Michael Lassiter. Glad that you are popping in. I'll talk later. Oh, okay, Eric. So your new name is Chemical Seizure Studios. Okay. Rob wants you to send your feet because Mike's Haunted Woodworks isn't a big fan of feet. He's not a fan. But whatever you're into. Anyway, Glenda, good to see you on. Hello, Canada. Okay. Hope everybody's doing great out there. I am happy to be back in the shop. This is traveling season for me, so I'm pretty much at a different haunt in a different part of the country every weekend until middle of September. So Thursdays are sometimes I'm on an airplane or whatever, but Tuesdays are pretty solid. I'm gonna get this guy painted. Grab a brush, actually a sponge. I'm going to sponge it. I'm gonna sponge it and make it gray. All right, there we go. I am using, of course, my table here as a palette.
Yeah, done.
Oh, hey, Lexi.
Yes.
Outside in my car, back trunk area, there's a bag from Home Depot with a big pack of 9 volts.
Awesome. Do you want me to get
Big
them now?
neck of 9 volts. Well, you will need them eventually. So I'd like you to leave a battery in all the ones that you're finishing.
Okay. So I just finished one, so I'm gonna take it. Now it's going to my battery. Is your car unlocked?
Yeah, probably. If they're willing to jump the fence, they can probably just break into my car.
Now with your murder cats.
Not with the murder cats, that's right. All right, so that is sponging on color nicely. So Mike's Haunted Woodwork, if you want to put your email address in the comments, Bubbles is going to send you some feet pictures. Because, you know, thanks. I'm glad you like my Demi Morgan. Rob is melting the latex so the shop smells awesome. Be happy that you don't have the smell-o-vision.
One day.
And what I'm doing right now, I'm sponging it to get these big blocks of color on. But I may have to dry brush a little bit too because I'm not going to get everything I need covered with the sponge. I can just tell that already. But you see how with this type of paint job, the muscles are starting to pop out? They were a little subtle when it was all black. Rob, when dinner gets over here, it's going to go on the end of that table right there.
The sewing machine does or the other?
This one right here.
Oh, awesome.
You have a pig.
Oh, there you go.
Big blocks of color with separation in between will make this monster pop and go away. They'll still be the right colors. And he's going to get a bunch of airbrush over here too. To blend everything in with some Payne's Gray. And he's got like a striated look over most of him, which I will also paint in there. Probably with the airbrush.
Did you see that? I heard about the recipe on it. I was like, okay.
I have this one to make. I'll get this one done this week. And then this weekend, I'm going to build a whole nother suit because I need another one.
The first nights I was here, I ended up grabbing my voltage.
Rob is your friend, Lexi. He is not your smart friend.
Okay.
All right, so now that I have a couple viewers, I want to say a big thank you to Stacy Hawkins, who works with me at Dark Hour, and she made this shirt that you can actually read, Making Monsters Live, Filthy Studios, because it's backwards. Everything is backwards on the camera, so she saw that, she's like, I could just make backwards shirts, and she did, because she's awesome. So it says Filthy Studios on the back, and it says Making Monsters Live on the front.
It is pretty awesome.
Pretty dang awesome. And I'm putting on a good base color right now. This is a gray that I purchased, a gray.
He makes fun of me all the time.
Exactly.
Everybody makes fun of Rob.
It's kind of-
Hooray. Thanks, line cook. I do think this is going to have a pretty powerful look when it's done.
You just got one of those personalities where
Who has a personality?
Rob has a personality where you're like, I want to give him a hard time.
I feel like Rob deserves it.
That's
Rob,
the one.
Rob deserves a hard time.
I don't think he
It's like,
deserves
I know in a past life, Rob was a butthole. So in this life, I will be a butthole to Rob.
it. I see.
That sounds fair, right?
I don't.
Logical argument?
If you believe in past lives.
The amount of gold busting I get, I must have gone to prison.
Science has already proven past lives.
What?
Science has proven past lives.
Are you talking about generational memories?
No, well, that's true. Okay, generational and genetic memory is true.
I agree there.
But matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It merely changes form.
That's true.
Therefore, our spirit, if it is not matter, is energy. Therefore, it cannot be created or destroyed. So it's been around.
But you could also argued that it was around in the ether and it just goes back to the ether and doesn't get reborn into a new body.
Let's put this in a more simple term. The ice cube that I chewed up last week and then got rid of through my bodily processes returns then to groundwater, gets evaporated, becomes a drop of rain. It is not the same water.
It is the same. It's the same molecule of water.
I mean, on a molecular level,
Sure.
sure.
So where is the soul? Is the soul at a molecular level? It's a pretty deep talk for monster making.
I think the soul exists in the air.
I think it exists in a completely different type of matter than energy or anything. I think it's something different entirely. Where's the light switch?
Way far
Where you don't
away
want
from
it?
there.
You go into the room.
No, I hate this already. It's
Go
dark
into
in
the
here.
room. Turn right. Down by that door.
What door? Door
right
I
there.
can't see
Go.
it.
Start going there. Let me see you out. You were smart. You'd be on the other side of the door and just scare the crap out of her.
I could.
Just run out, go around. She'd take a while to get to it.
Yeah,
It's dark.
it is. Well, she found the light pretty quick.
See, she was motivated. If I didn't motivate her to find the light,
That's it. That's it.
it's about motivation.
It's all about. It's a teachable moment. Okay, so now what I need is one of your little pouches. Oops.
How was everybody's weekend?
You want?
I may have just fed her to a monster. She may reappear. I'm not sure. Do I think that clowns scar people? I'm going to take that as a typo and see if I think that clowns scare people.
I was about to say it depends on the knife.
Yes, there are clowns who scare some people. Here's how this works though. I also think I know why clowns are.
The colors,
Mm-hmm.
nature.
Yes, clowns scare people. The problem is someone who is afraid of clowns and they have a phobia of clowns, they're not going to go into a clown-based haunted house. Therefore, clown-based haunted houses have to use regular haunted house tricks in order to scare people. Therefore, it's just a waste of theme possibilities because they just pick clowns. So they know that there's phobia people out there, but they're not the ones who go in the haunted house, or they would die. That's how phobias work.
So we need to create a haunt that's all about aversion therapy.
Well, you create a haunted house where no one really knows what the theme is. And then, because clowns are not that effective. Surprise clowns are effective. What's funny, Rob?
I don't know. I see a whole cottage industry there of surprise clowns.
Surprise clowns. The whole concept of surprise clowns may have some traction.
That's a business model I could endorse.
Is this one wired up?
Yes, it is ready for your
I'm so happy that I have a shop mannequin.
delicate hand.
Rob, are you happy that I have a shop mannequin?
I am, and I think you need to have a smaller one and a bigger one.
So this is just LED lights? I'm not wearing it, but it's not the moving?
No.
Okay,
There's no servos
okay,
on that one.
okay. I was,
The insect creatures get servos.
okay.
The plant creatures have enough dynamic motion.
Yeah. And am I wiring up the unpainted witches, or do you want me to wait till they're painted?
Wire them up. I want them all wired up beforehand.
Okay, I can do that.
Sweet. All right, we're gonna go feed. Yes.
Weird way
I'm just making sure I have a good coat on this of gray.
Addiction.
All right. because that's kinda his color. And I'm gonna go in there with some Payne's gray. Well, that looks pretty good. On camera, I'm looking at it. It looks pretty
It
swanky.
looks good off camera too.
Now, why are clowns scary? You think about nature and animals in nature, things that are poisonous are brightly colored. So when a person puts on bright colored makeup, they've made a genetic memory of something that is poisonous, and at least makes people uncomfortable. I'm going to pick up my toy. Now I have some airbrush work to do. I'm looking, I'm going to let this dry. I did sponge it on, so it won't take very long to dry. And while that is happening, I will actually do a little eye brush on this to make it pop even more. And that's a little too dark in there. Some of those ab muscles, I think that might be too dark. I'm going to take a 1-inch chip brush and do some dry brushing. So I had someone today ask me to autograph a 1-inch, mail it to them.
Did you do it?
Which, well, I haven't done it yet because they only asked me today.
Right.
I will. I mean, I thought that was an odd request.
You use them a lot,
I do. I do.
so I
That's
mean,
like it's an odd request because I don't feel famous.
but you're sort of famous. You're like you're
But it's-
industry famous.
But it's so weird. And I'm not famous.
You're not famous, but you're industry famous.
I guess. It's weird. You gotta admit it's weird.
Yeah, it is weird because when I met you, I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And like I've talked to a lot of people who are like, oh, you know, I knew about Alan before I met him. I'm like, I didn't know about haunting.
Right.
I didn't-
Haunting was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. I'm like, I like spooky stuff, sort of, kind of, but I'm scared of everything. I'd only seen a couple horror movies.
Trying to find a pokey bit to get the end of this cleaned out. It's a little foggy. And I did. So I'm happy.
Finding pokers.
Okay. Now I don't want to start like right there in full view, so I'm gonna. There we go. Yeah, see, those are still gonna be darker, but it's gonna tone them down a little. I'll do one side, but you guys can see the difference. And I won't do the other side. Like I'll do this left side. I won't do the right.
It's out there moving through. It's good to see her up and down.
There's feathers.
Yeah. So yeah, Rob, pretty much all the ones that she gets done wiring,
Yeah?
go ahead and zip tie it down so they're usable.
Gotcha, man.
Otherwise,
Why don't
that
you go ahead
delicate wiring is just going to pull right out.
Do you want him to go ahead and do all the velvet casing on all of them before
Yeah.
I wire it?
No, not before.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's all good. Turns out I can wire around it.
Turns out.
I am capable.
Now, that first day was kind of rough.
For the first and second day were kind of rough.
There is that.
The first day was really rough because the soldering iron was too dirty to work. So I'm gonna blame it on that.
Blame it on the rain.
So I made that joke, Blame It on the Rain, sang that song, and the staff of the haunt I was training at had no idea because they were all too young to remember.
So we're basically out of the size we need.
Size of what?
Heat shrink tubing. Like I can make it work.
Go without. We can use liquid heat shrink. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see
Yeah, this can work for these orders.
on this side, I have toned it down quite a bit by dry brushing over it. And over here, it's still really dark and black. It just tones it down a little. It's not crazy. But in general, this side's more mellow than this side.
Not my problem.
Fair enough. Oh.
Hello, Tony's Dark Nightmares.
Tony Stark.
I wonder if that's Bill.
Bill with one L.
Who is Bill?
Bill with one L.
Who is Bill? Oh, that's what you're wondering. You said I'm wondering if that's Bill.
Oh, Tony Stark Nightmares.
No, Tony's Dark,
Dark
Nightmares,
Gotcha.
not Tony Stark Nightmares.
That makes way more
Not
sense.
crap that Iron Man's afraid of. Tony's Dark Nightmares.
I was like, why is somebody a Tony Stark nightmare?
So,
Well, maybe they're the Mandarin or something.
man, they messed that up so bad.
I don't know, Marvel Universe will have to do that right now.
How do you wire your LEDs? Because every time I tried it, I can only get 5 wired before the LEDs go out.
I have a video on that, and it shows you how to wire LEDs. It's called LED Spotlights. Look it up on YouTube, and I show in depth the wiring process for lighting a set. Because the wiring that we're doing right now is we're wiring a mask. So I only need 2. You can get the 2.
Well, if you're wiring in series, you'll probably be able to get to 2, maybe 3. If you're wiring something
Hi,
small,
Scott.
you're going to want to wire it in circuit.
Scott from
Which is-
Scotland.
More complicated.
Most of the LEDs that we use are roughly 20 milliamp. So it matters what size wall wart or battery power source you're using and how many amps it's got.
Tony's Dark Nightmares. I'm having a hard time finding unpainted masks for sale.
Yeah, a lot of guys don't want to sell them. Why do you want unpainted masks?
That's the question for Tony Dark Nightmares. Try a bigger power supply like a 5 amp if you do a bunch. Thank you, Industin.
Make sure it's 12 volt still or 9 volt, whatever the voltage is of your
Wiring them in
LEDs.
circuit, you'll get more from your power.
And how far are you trying to run them? Because with LEDs, about 80 feet you start getting voltage drop, so you got to worry about that too. Electricity is complicated, and there could be fire ban.
At Dan's, we ran all of our barrel spots off of 4 marine batteries. That we
Yeah.
would recharge every night. We'd take them back and recharge them. And it, we're like, what?
Only thing I don't like about that is carrying batteries.
It's better than dealing with generators.
That's true.
You know what's even better than dealing with generators?
Having power
Yeah.
and indoor bathrooms.
Electricity.
How are you guys doing? I have an existing latex mask, but I want to repaint it. What paint should I use to avoid peeling or running?
Tell them the mix, Rob.
Okay, here we go. The mix.
Same paint I'm using right now.
What we use is 1/3 distilled water, 1/3 latex house paint, and then 1/3 latex mask, mask latex. And it's got to be in that ratio, 3-3-3. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3.
Distilled water.
Distilled water. It's got to be distilled. Anything else, the minerals will clog up your gun. And once you get that all mixed, evenly mixed, it's good. It's good to go. It's what we use for most of our airbrushing here, unless we use other things like inks, which are awesome. Thank you, Catherine. We love you too.
me some FWA right.
Because I'm really good at painting, but I'm not good at sculpting. Okay.
Then you should talk to some artists and say, listen, I'll paint some masks for you if you send me some blanks.
I have to get cracking on my attic props, starting to feel it. Yeah, it's coming. Time is coming.
We late, sucker.
We are mad building right now at the dark hour. It is.
Some of us are happy building, Rob. Leave your personal life at home.
I meant crazy, not angry. I'm never angry at work. I'm never angry at
Rob
work.
is mad building.
Mad as in insanity. Don't build angry.
We don't use the insanity words, the magical asylum.
I was talking about personal insanity. I was referring to what we're doing with our...
Hello, David Williams. Good to see you on. Things are great. Well, Catherine Ashley, we love you too, I suppose. Yeah, so what Rob told you about the mask paint is awesome. Well, Tony, just let me know when you're coming over, and I'll save some jobs for you. I'm hair and that kind of
How
stuff.
do you get diseases?
How do you get what?
Diseases. Putting things in the mouth. That's weird.
What's awesome is this airbrush looks kind of clean.
No carburetor.
And I want Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray. Yeah, you guys can see.
They're talking to themselves. SRD 1701. Well, David, we'd love you to come through Dark Hour too. We're very proud of it. We scare because we care. You know, David, we're open year round. We have shows all the time. Alan, do you like store-bought props?
Yeah, I love store-bought props.
I mean, you don't
I love to buy them and then fix them. Store-bought stuff is a great base because nothing finished, nothing comes to you. They didn't build it with your haunted house in mind. So I say that things that you buy from the store that are supposed to be finished, they're not finished. They're finished to sell on the shelf. But they don't know what kind of lighting conditions you're going to put it in. They don't know what the rest of your stuff looks like. You know, you can make 10 cool dolls and paint them up and then buy a store-bought doll and put it next to it, and it stands out like a sore thumb because it doesn't have your flavor on it. And I just think that part of what we do is making sure everything has our flavor, which sounded weird.
Season.
Seasoning.
Still sounds weird.
If it has my seasoning on it, I want to put it in the laundry.
Oh. Yikes.
Yeah.
Ooh, you got a mold soon. You gotta make a new mold. That's gonna be fun. need a Sharpie.
Hello, wife. The food goes on that table right over there.
You live?
Yes, I am live.
Okay, look here. These are yours.
Okay.
You have no vegetables, no fruit.
Sweet, because I hate me some vegetables.
Everybody else has got pineapple. Veg. So you can't.
Yes, very fun show, very cool.
Ooh, skewers.
The ones closest to me, Rob, are mine. The ones with vegetables are yours.
Okay.
That's how that works.
I like
That's
vegetables.
what Shannon said.
I'll probably end up picking up some vegetables anyway, so if you want vegetables, Rob, go for it.
Pineapple.
Oh, I'll eat the pineapple. I don't eat vegetables.
Being low carb, no sugar, I can't have pineapple. So this is some of the same shading that I had, but this allows me to do it with detail. You know, I'm able to bring it in here and pop stuff and just make it nicer. Okay. This reminds me a little bit of a movie monster, which I think will be, and not the Demogorgon, sadly enough, which I think will be tonight's underrated monster that I post on Facebook. Just a wee touch. Design of the creature. Even more so than the execution. Like the ones I listed the other night from Beastmaster, they were not well made. They were well designed. The concept was good.
I really like the fact that you posted the gargoyle from Captain Deadly Spell.
That creature has a great design.
That's such a fun movie too.
Yeah.
Don't burn yourself with the heat gun, Rob.
Okay.
They're still young.
I must have some food, so that means it's time for Rob to tell you a story. Come on, Rob.
A story.
How's it looking so far?
I like it. Oh, I like that. That's good. That's fun. A story. Southern Illinois. Hey, how you doing? Somebody asked what your top 3 horror movies are. He'll get back to you when he's done eating. A story. Man. So, there was this one time, me and some friends were doing some promo work at a Spirit Halloween. We'd been contracted and, like, you know, play with the crowd and all that stuff. This father comes in with his 2, like, teenage daughters. And they saw us and they weren't having any of it. Because we were Japanese demons at the time. Like, full kimonos, the whole 9 yards. And these girls came in, like, he had to push his daughters into the store. They come in, they see us, they're not having it, they run past us, and we're like, yeah, blood in the water. That's what you do. So we ended up chasing this girl all over the place. just
Sure,
making
that
her.
was good for sales.
Oh, it was great. Just terrifying her. Finally, we find her like curled up in a corner of the store, and we all surround her and like stand over, and she's going in hysterics. And then we're like, okay, we got to stop. We back off and we go about and start doing our other things. They're in the store for about 30 minutes. We decided to leave her alone. They come out, and she just, the minute she sees us stand outside, she just takes off in a full run as fast as she can to the car. One of the guys that was with us, Bryant, he follows. She didn't realize she followed him, that he followed her. And they go, and she gets in the car, and her dad gets in the car, and she's like in there screaming. And then so we're all like, all right, blood in the water again. We run to the car, and we're sitting there like, you know, distracting her and everything else. And she's like locked all the doors. Her dad finally gets in the car, and he's just laughing, and they start to pull out. Well, as they're driving, he unlocks the car. Bryant gets in the car with the girl, looks her dead in the eye, and goes, "That's okay, I'm going home with you now." She lost it. It was one of the funniest things. The dad's crying, laughing. Then he realizes his daughter's actually now developed a phobia about Japanese demons. She doesn't want anything to do with anime and other
That's
stuff.
a pretty safe phobia to have, okay?
It is. It
Japanese
is.
demons aren't really good.
Now, in the theme of that story, one time, 2 years ago, I was hanging out at a really good haunt that I forgot to mention called Moxley Manor, which is run by Richard Alvaretto, and it's a good haunt. Very classic style, good actors. It's located in the Metroplex. So I was hanging out in the parking lot with another actor from Dan's, and we were talking to some people from another haunt that doesn't exist anymore called the Dark Path Haunt. Well, one of the guys that was with us, he's like 6'4", played a butcher, and he's out there wearing overalls and a tank top. And so these girls had been terrorized by the chainsaw guy in the haunt, the closer, and they come out and they're running full pace to get away from this guy. He chases them out. They're walking to the parking lot. They're laughing. The endorphins are kicking in. They're having like, oh, we survived. And then the guy, I think his name was Jeff, he's like, hey, do you got a mask? And so I did. I had this creepy doll mask that I just happened to have in my car. I give it to him. He starts chasing them, and they're freaking out and laughing and thinking he's part of the show.
Wait, you were a customer at someone else's haunted house, and you put on a mask and scared people?
No, it wasn't me. It was this guy Jeff. It wasn't me. I just gave him the mask.
You just help.
So he's chasing these girls, and they're laughing, and he starts walking, and it's not a big deal. And they're walking by me to get back to the car. I said, hey, ladies, I don't know who that guy is, but he doesn't work here. It was over. They peeled out of that parking lot. They must have been going 90-0 before they left the parking lot. And good times, good laughs had by all. So, 2 stories. There you go. I'll give you back that one. Let me.
Painting stuff.
Let me. I just facilitated it. Haunting is a thing. So
Yes, haunting is a thing.
yes, his daughter did become afraid of Oni. She would never go to the Japanese haunted house. We have good times. Now, at dark hour, I can promise you, we're not crawling into people's cars. That's not going to happen.
For the record, you don't know a lot of what goes on at dark hour.
I don't go into cars.
I have been in a car or two.
I don't go into
Where's
cars.
my shop space? Notice
That's
I-
'cause you're inside. It's really hard to get into a car from inside, unless they really screwed up their parking job.
Man, that would be an interesting night. We'd tell that story for a long time. Water.
What can't you eat?
It's not that I can't eat it, it's that I'm picky.
Lexi, if you want one of my skewers, you can have it.
Nah, it's cool, because I like pineapple. I appreciate it though.
Oh, look, it's got a face. I'm gonna eat its face.
Face eater.
I think the that have faces are way more delicious than things that don't have faces.
Agreed.
As long as you're not looking at the face when you eat it, that kind of can put you off the feed.
Oh man.
Real things with faces I'm not great with.
I was in a Pakistani restaurant in London, and I ordered chicken because I thought that was safe. They brought me a chicken, still had all of its feathers, its feet, and its head. The rest of it was glazed red with cloves stuck in it.
What is the top biggest change from haunts in the 80s to haunts now? Safety.
Fire code.
Haunts are way more safe now than they were back in the 80s. So that I think is the main difference. Safety, safety, safety.
Are they higher tech too?
Well, yeah, of course technology has improved,
Yeah.
but I'd also say price. Because haunts in the 80s, you're talking $5. You'd have a hard time finding a haunted house with more than a $10 ticket. And now you'd have a hard time finding a haunted house with a $10 ticket.
Yeah.
You know, your average price right now, I think, is $20 for haunted houses.
Even like a student run Haunt and Prosper was 20.
Yeah, if they think they can get it, they'll take it.
I mean, it was a pretty.
Dan went from 17 to 20.
Good. He should be 20.
Yeah, at least. Liquid black.
Also, this one's done when you want to wire it down. And there are some in there that are wired and good to go. That I just put back.
David Williams, Tyler's Uncle Dave. Want to
Yeah,
say
they're talking to each other on that one.
Hey, he's thanking you for mentioning Dent.
What?
Dent. The Dent Schoolhouse.
Since Schoolhouse, fun show.
It is. I've heard great things about
It
it.
looks so cool from the picture that I've seen.
They do a good job. Somebody asked you what your top 3 favorite horror movies are.
My top 3 favorite horror movies. So step 1, I don't like horror movies. I like monster movies. A horror movie can be anything. I demand that my entertainment have a supernatural element to it. Therefore, I like monster movies, not horror movies. So probably I'm gonna
If I need to start making it shorter.
Wolfman. I do like the 2010 version. It's pretty darn good. King Kong. Let's go with the original. Love me some King Kong. So let's see. King Kong. The Wolfman. Oh, I gotta slide in and say Pumpkinhead. Because it's just such a good story, such a good tale.
What is Pumpkinhead about?
Pumpkinhead is about vengeance and poor choices.
I'll have to check that one out.
It is good.
It is a classic. For sure.
I saw Austin Powers the first time last night.
Lexi?
Not a classic.
I didn't grow
It is
I
actually.
didn't grow up watching movies, Alan.
No, I wasn't mocking you. I'm just saying Austin Powers has no place in a conversation with Pumpkinhead,
Well,
King Kong.
Talking about it is a common reference people make that I didn't get until today, basically.
It used to be a common reference. I don't
It's
think
still
people
no
do that
people still
anymore.
reference Austin Powers, usually without knowing it now.
Yeah, babe.
But watching it, I realized, oh, okay,
At the time, that movie was lightning involved. Now, not so much.
Do I like Frankenstein? Yes, I like Frankenstein. So
You like his monster?
I do. If I had a favorite version of Frankenstein,
Frankenstein.
the Murfreesboro Amid Monster. Yeah, I like Frankenstein. Frankenstein's pretty awesome. He's no Wolfman, but he's pretty awesome.
I like so many movies for so many different reasons.
I'm finding out that I do a lot more book reading and media listening.
That's good.
And I realized why.
The theater of the mind.
Well, it's because I was a teen.
Do I like Rob Zombie's remakes?
Ugh. Here we go.
No, I don't. Why don't I like Rob Zombie's movies in general? Because everyone in them looks like they're on heroin, and no one in the movie is likable. I want the villains to die. I want the heroes to die. I want the innocent people, which don't seem to exist, to die. I think that Rob Zombie's movies reflect a altered worldview that people are generally bad, and I don't agree with that. I think that in general, I love the world. I don't think that everybody is on heroin, but they sure do look like it in a Rob Zombie movie.
I do have to step up and say I am a big fan of House of Thousand Corpses
I really liked that movie.
because it's like an homage to 70s horror.
It was like campy in all the right ways.
Wow, that's great, Rob. What 70s horror films do you like?
Carnival, Halloween, Night, Terror Train, or is that the 60s?
You're going a little 60s.
Shining, Alien.
How is House of a Thousand Corpses an homage to The Shining?
No,
I think they're different animals.
Okay, The Shining is a similar piece of work in and of itself. I'm just saying, it's an homage to like 70s grindhouse Gorman film.
What kind of film?
Richard Corman.
Rob?
I'm saying it wrong?
Yeah. It's Roger Corman.
Roger Corman. Yeah, it's just an homage.
Have you seen the show Blood Dragon?
But so you like the homage, but you don't seem to like the original content that it's an homage to.
Maybe.
I like gratuitous campy gore.
It reminds me of, staying up late and watching horror movies on Channel 11 in Texas.
Between Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, who do I like the best? I'm going to say Jason because he makes a lot more sense.
What?
Michael Myers would be so much more successful if he just changed towns. Nobody would know he was coming. It'd be a big surprise. He would do so much of the murdering. But no, it's got to be Hatfield, Illinois. At least Jason had the common sense to go to New York. And space. You got to respect a man who's been to space, Rob.
We love premiering stacks.
I like Jason better than Michael Myers simply because he has a little more of a supernatural element to him, being that there's no doubt that he's dead.
That is true. There is no doubt that Jason Voorhees is a revenant.
And Michael Myers, you don't really know. He might be.
He can take a beating though.
Who's that, Myers?
Yeah.
Well, yes. Now, I like Rob Zombie's Halloween remake. I didn't like anybody in it, but I thought Michael Myers was cool. But I think Michael Myers is cool.
Tyler May.
I would like just about any movie about Michael Myers, I think.
I haven't seen a lot of the classic horror movies.
Okay, so if we're talking about Halloween, what'd you think of Season of the Witch? Halloween 3.
I thought it was a good departure, and I thought that what they were trying to do was just tell Halloween stories. And I liked that, and I wish they kind of could have continued, but they did not.
Oh, so The Fog was the 80s. I guess most of my films are 80s.
Yeah, most of the movies you like are 80s. So the fact that it was an homage to 70s horror, which it is, that's pretty clear. You don't like 70s horror?
I do.
You gonna Google some movies to say you like?
I'm thinking.
What would count as 70s horror?
Alien was a 70s horror.
But that has nothing to do with
That
the
has nothing to do
homage
with
that
it.
Rob Zombie did.
That's true. I agree. I'm thinking. Prom Night. What was that 80s?
80s, Rob.
So, Alan, since Rob can't think of any, what would you consider the 80s movies that Rob Zombie was saying?
70s.
Or 70s, my bad.
Honestly, he's up there with Cannibal Holocaust.
Yes. Sure.
He's out there. You
Last
know?
House on Left.
Yeah.
Die. What was the name of that? Oh, it was rough. Okay, yeah. You're right. It is more like that stuff. What's the name of that movie? The girl kills the guy. They remade it.
The babysitter?
No. Black Christmas is good. That's 70s.
Terror train, terror train.
What was the one? There was a train one with Jamie Lee Curtis on it, right?
Probably. I love me some Nosferatu. It's not Night of the Witch, it's Season of the Witch.
Did I say that?
I don't know.
Tony Stark Nightmare says, I spit on your grave.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I thought he was just being a jerk.
No, it's a really intense movie. They remade it.
What about Freddy Krueger? He is dead. That's what they said. I think Freddy was great. I think Freddy was awesome. And I think that he made horror approachable. And he made horror something different. I think Nightmare on Elm Street was the beginning of a phase of haunting, not haunting, but horror movies that many have emulated if you have captured that spirit.
Robert Englund did a really good job with Freddy.
He did amazing. I actually saw Robert Englund this weekend.
He's a nice guy.
I'm afraid to watch Nightmare on Elm Street.
Why?
Because I already have trouble sleeping. I don't need assistance.
And don't ever watch Video Room.
But that might be my watch.
Terror train, terror
like
train.
Firestarter.
Yeah?
Drew Barrymore when she's like 5.
I've never said Roller Skating. Actually, take that back. I sat with Miss. The Shining, I fell asleep during. Twice. I tried twice, and I couldn't make it through. I fell asleep.
The Shining is not a fast-paced film. I have never seen The Shining because it's not a
Monster movie.
genre that I enjoy.
There are some monsters in it. But ultimately the monsters are...
Right.
Alan, where's that sandpaper you used on the thing the other day? Did you leave it over there?
I don't know.
I saw one recently.
The pink?
Yeah. Here's a block.
Yeah.
This one.
Yep.
I saw it when I was cleaning. Like you do.
So, was it Terror Train with Christopher Lee and Telly Savalas?
I believe that's correct, but I'm not sure.
I never We don't talk about Night of the Witch, Nosferatu. What do you think of Kevin Bacon playing Freddy? What? Kevin Bacon's gonna play. What are you? What?
What? That sounds.
I don't know anything about that. Are they remaking Nightmare on Elm Street again? People Under the Stairs. I like how the print on the back of your shirt can be read in reverse mode or regular. Stacey Hawkins.
Thank you, Stacey Hawkins.
Everyone knows the best horror flick is Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I wouldn't go that far, but it's good. No, you can do it. That's a troll message right there.
I don't think it's terrible.
The Fog was a really good 80s movie.
Now, truthfully, I like any horror movie or any monster movie. Because if I don't see them, they might stop making them. So, horror movies, even if I don't like them, still get my support. Because you never know when you're going to get a gem that pops out, like Blair Witch or something like that.
You know, here's an obscure film. Have you ever seen The Midnight Meat Train?
Have I seen The Midnight Meat Train?
Yes.
I've seen all three versions of The Midnight Meat Train.
Okay.
I have read the story The Midnight Meat Train by Clive Barker
Yes.
that inspired all of it.
I've read this story. I don't remember what it's about though.
I saw the first one. It had.
I actually think I might have even seen.
I wanted that hammer so bad.
Oh yeah?
I mean, I looked all over the place, and I couldn't find. They had to make that special for that movie. There's no way.
There was a whole nother button fired up.
Well, these buttons are attached to that.
There was one more that was attached.
I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know how to wire up the buttons. What? All the buttons are usually wired up somewhere.
No, I think you did a pretty good job. Maybe.
This is a lot of work for a frickin' monster. That's all Alan Hunt has to say about that. Your face has a lot of surface area, Rob.
I'm gonna have to repaint the secret.
Sick burn, man.
Yeah, because I probably rubbed most.
Okay, let's look at. Come on, moments.
None of the rest of them have.
I like any monster movie, so yes.
Even Saturday the 14th.
What?
That's an actual movie.
Vinnie Jones, yes.
Vinnie Jones, Midnight Meat Train. Yes, thank you. I wanted to call him Bullet Tooth Tony.
Bullet tooth.
Yeah, from Snatch. Snatch is an excellent film.
Found it! Nope, that one's wired.
No, that was wired.
I got really excited. No, I'm just sad.
Snatch is an excellent
Al,
Yes.
would you like to show me how to wire buttons? Because I thought I had one more, and I guess it ran away.
Rob, didn't you help put together the buttons?
I put them together.
Rob has a bad memory. So sometimes we have to teach Rob how to do stuff a couple times. Nightbreed is amazing.
It is.
Nightbreed is a life-changing movie for me. We have to have certain things prepped for buttons,
Yes.
which we may not have.
So that basically means
We'll keep wiring up masks.
we need.
I guess get up to that point.
Do we have tubes? So we have tubes and caps. I can
Have to go check in there. I don't know that we have caps.
I can wire them here easy.
Cabin in the Woods has great monsters. Loved the movie. I thought Cabin in the Woods was amazing. You know what? I love full moon movies. A lot of them are good. No one likes to focus on a Medea flick. Sadness. Okay. How's this guy looking, wife?
Who's that?
This goes to Kyle Lund. There's a couple of them.
Now, you've got a partially painted red skull mask in there. Well, it's painted, but it's also wired up with duct tape. I could probably take that button off of that, which you could have it to.
Does one witch have a button and one witch does not?
No, there are
Sure.
2 witches that need buttons.
Yeah, you might find a button just tied around one in there.
I'll cannibalize.
Yeah.
I got two that were tied around. But I only did one last, so there should be another one.
Carol train.
Alright, we're updated.
Yeah.
You're updated.
Thanks, wife.
There you go. Looks good. Alright. Trash is ready to go.
Okay. Pops that out nicely. This is going to be one heck of a suit. Okay, so now I need to hit this guy with clear sealer. I want to double check a couple references and make sure I didn't miss any muscle groups. Which looks like I missed one on this arm.
Are you sure this
What's the matter, Lexi?
Huh?
Well, ask me what you asked Rob.
Am I sure this LED works?
I don't know if Rob checked it before he put it in. Great thing about LEDs is you won't burn them up, so go ahead and flip the battery and try it again.
That's what I've been doing.
And then skip your soldering joint, because maybe your soldering's not good.
That one works.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, hit it up there and see if it works up there. If it works up there, you have a bad connection somewhere. Bad LED?
Yeah.
Yeah. That kink that you put in them, you got to be really careful and do that gradually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Inside of the mask,
Okay.
the LED has to go a certain way.
Which one doesn't work? The left one? The left arm?
Glad I tested that.
Yeah, test this
I'm
one.
going to go ahead and hit this with sealer, I believe. Or do I want to do... Boy, should I put a little bit of purple on this? Right now it's very monochromatic. If I did a little bit of purple on it, just some veins. Now I don't see them on here, but this toy is very beige in skin tone. All my references that I see online, he's either black or gray like this. So I think I'm going to do just some purple breakup pattern on it in order to make this suit different. But first, I love monsters, so I'm gonna hug you. Okay. Anyway, Sorry y'all had to watch that. The mostly cotton ones are fine. And they're also dirt cheap. 99 cents at Walmart is good. Hello, Eric Tyler. I'm glad that you enjoy the channel. I appreciate that. And hello, Knives, Fish, and Firearms. Being a Texan, I appreciate your screen name. And I'm standing back a little bit and making sure I didn't miss anything. My left arm is painted a little more than my right arm. Yeah, Lazy Susan under this would not be a bad idea.
There we go. Got it.
Okay. Don't have road train.
Finally,
Alright.
I got a song stuck in your head.
Yeah, no kidding.
I keep getting ghost songs stuck in my head.
So, what are your thoughts on Ghostbusters, Alan?
I like Ghostbusters. I've always hated Scooby-Doo. I love Ghostbusters.
Because they're real ghosts?
Because they're real ghosts. I watched Scooby-Doo as a kid for like 10 episodes, and then I realized there's never any real monsters, and that just makes me angry. And it used to be when I was like 10, if you said you didn't believe in Bigfoot or the Loch Ness Monster, I was like physically mad at you. I was angry. Because the world needs monsters. I'm just shaking up this magenta. If your first time using Pro Putty and the head of the project fell off, well, it's all about support. I don't know how you used it. Yes. With a name like Knives, Fish, and Firearms, you really ought to be from Texas, my friend. I may have thrown a Hadouken at someone just now. They deserved it. You know. Your grandmother is a monster? Okay. Well, then I'm a fan of hers. That's fine. Heinzberg. I need to get a little bit of alcohol to run through this. What is this? Not alcohol. Oh, that's straight bleach. Gross.
Oh.
That tasted terrible.
Did you drink it?
I shot it on my tongue, see what it was.
You could have shot it into the air and smelled it.
Good idea. Try that next time.
your tongue is a very sensitive part of your body.
My tongue is awesome.
You don't want to be spraying bleach on it. Your nose at least has hair
It
to...
wasn't a lot of bleach.
Any bleach on your tongue is a bad sign.
You don't know how to party.
I know how to party safely.
Don't forget the knot, Rob, if you're wiring up a button.
I'm not wired.
Or you're teaching her how to put in eyes.
That one.
I'm watching this so I have
There we go. Got my blockage out. Which sounded inappropriate for YouTube, but it wasn't.
that much love.
I was referring to
Tricky
know.
round. Tricky
Yeah,
round.
you get it. You guys understand me.
Eventually, I think you might need a new metal little insert for the soldering iron. It's getting to the point where it's gonna stop working.
Yeah. All right. So let's do another round of alcohol because that just all of it came out black. And it's not black, it's Payne's Gray. There we go. This is much more alcohol clear. And now it's actually cleaning it off of my hand. Yomagoto? Yomagoto. Yomagoti?
So yeah.
And hello back, Australia. Hope you're doing great. You made one of my mice last night. Awesome. I'm going to make some mice coming up. I miss them. I haven't made a mouse in a while. I had a whole show that I did with my dead mouse. And his name was Bill. It was Bill the dead mouse.
I thought it was a rat.
The mouse. I always called it a mouse. Then people accuse him of being a rat. And then I can defend his honor by throwing him at them.
You don't that.
That's how you do it.
So, make an evil wizard mask and call him Larry. Well, okay. Normally I make monster masks as opposed to wizard masks. But, you know what? I have made like an evil wizard. I would say that Nicodemus is an evil wizard mask.
I thought he was a wolf man.
Nicodemus?
No, I'm thinking of something else.
The big guy in the black robe with the long beard, looks like a frickin' wizard?
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
I wanted to name my boy Nicodemus, but we went with Copernicus instead.
Copernicus is 30% less Satan-y than Nicodemus.
Copernicus is pretty safe to not take it.
What I can't tell you is why my wife shot down Nicodemus.
Why's that?
Phrase it right.
Oh. She thought people were going to say Nicodemus, Nicodemus, lick a penis, lick a penis. Yeah, that wouldn't be good for a kid in 3rd to 5th grade. That wouldn't be good at all.
Yeah.
I apologize, YouTube viewers. You should have heard that.
That was exactly right.
I mean,
She's not wrong.
she's not wrong.
She wasn't wrong.
Your son should thank his mother.
He hates his name.
It's better than Nicodemus.
He goes by Cooper.
I mean, yeah. Copernicus is kind
Okay,
of
so I'm a little worried because my airbrush is not happy right now.
Ricky.
So I'm going to clean my airbrush.
Terrible.
I had nothing to do with it.
She's named Nicodemus.
She wanted to name my daughter Irish. You know, like, we're not giving birth to an octogenarian.
So I'm going to clean my color cup.
I want to name my daughter Scarlet. I want to name my boy Mardigan.
I have a friend. His name is Jim Favor. Faverue, like Brett Favre, but it's Favor. It's pronounced Favor.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to have 2 kids, and he's going to name the girl Dumia. Do me a favor. I was very close to being named Jackrabbit Hops. Right. Luckily, my dad saved me on that one. He's like, let's just make him a junior. Thanks, Dad.
His haunting career would have been totally different.
I would have gone by a moniker.
Could have just been the rabbit.
Your face could be a rabbit.
What?
Nothing.
I have a soldering iron, my friend.
Your face
Yeah,
has a soldering
but your
iron.
cord only goes so far.
And your face could use a soldering iron. Oh! Sorry.
Her eyes work now.
I'm trying to come out.
All right, just shot some air through my airbrush to clear any clogs away. Putting a little more alcohol in my. And if that didn't work, there's a piece on the H that I'll just change out because that piece is like a $10 piece. So I buy a couple of those. But it's flowing and going right now, kids. Airbrush clogs and stuff, they hit everybody. I don't know of anybody who doesn't have some kind of airbrush problem. As far as machinery goes, there's a big learning curve to figure out airbrushes because it's putting something in between you and your art. And a lot of what we do as artists is we just take something like a brush, extension of our hand, boom, we put color on. You know, you take a pencil, extension of your hand, boom, you put color on. Now there's a machine in between the artist and the art. And that is why there's such a big learning curve.
Airbrushing is hard.
Well, I don't think airbrushing is hard, but I've been doing it a long time, so I understand your thinking
You've
that it
seen me
is.
working with airbrushes.
I do.
You've seen me do it.
Yeah, I've seen you airbrush some.
It's not very successful.
Well, no. But, okay. It's still kind of new. Have I made an Audrey 2 prop? For a little while, I had a career doing that because lots of people need them.
Justin's also made an Audrey too.
Yes, yeah, me and Justin have had Audrey 2 conversations. Hello, Horror Beauty Effects. Oh, Jesse James. See, that having a cool name. Make a foot prop for your friends to smell. We are having some weird comments this evening.
Should make one for Michael. And sent it with like no sense.
That's why the dog's name is Walter. No one's afraid of a dog named Walter.
What?
The snake turned out great. It's gone, but I am making more. Okay. Now I spray my hands until it's pink. Not a sentence you hear all the time.
I mean, depends on what you're into.
Very true. So, Monster Squad is another one of my movies that are way up there on my list, as well as Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein.
That's a good one.
I love all the Universal monster movies that, you know, where all the monsters kind of come together. So, what I'm doing here is kind of subtle, but it's going to bring the temperature of this up quite a bit. Bang that thing until it works. Well, thank you for the sound advice, Adrian and Liz. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is the body form, and this is actually this is the muscle suit that's over it. What about the Munsters? I like the Munsters more than the Addams Family because the Munsters were monsters. But they also didn't take monstering seriously. And I didn't want comedy monsters at the time. I wanted real monsters. And people like Lexi liked them. so I knew it could not be for me.
Those are my favorite shows growing up, actually.
Yeah.
What I am doing is I'm making hexagons all over this. And that's doing a breakup pattern over it, which is bringing up the color temperature, meaning it's not as cold as it was, and it's also making it more organic because that hexagon breakup is a very organic thing. It happens all the time in nature.
I don't think anything's coming out.
What's that?
I don't know if anything's coming
It is.
out.
It is. It's subtle, and you're down here in shadow.
Ah.
Up here in the light, you can see it a lot easier. I don't think you guys can see much of anything. There it is. Ha 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 ha! Awesome.
That's not bad. That's passable, Mickey.
Thanks. Terror train, terror train. I have an open color cup. So one of the things I have to be careful of right now is I don't tilt the airbrush too much and dump color all over it. I like Young Frankenstein. I like the Munsters. Yes, I've been to the Munster House in Waxahachie.
I want to go.
I was okay with the movie Bubba Hotep. I'm actually friends with one of the producers, Chuck Williams. Nice guy.
Bubba Hotep's a fun film.
Have I ever made sex props before? Not on purpose, but once they leave my shop, I don't know what people do with them. So,
Everyone on YouTube's like,
well, a lot of effects artists, because they do the molding and stuff, that's a profitable line of work. Mostly I work on haunted house stuff. So, I love that my audience is saying, hey, that's not appropriate. But yeah, it's because a lot of sex props are molded and casted.
really?
I get why that question was asked.
I remember her devil.
Whose devil costume do you remember?
Heather's Baphomet. Transworld 2 years ago.
Oh. Okay.
It ties into what you were just talking about.
A little. I think every makeup artist has been asked to kind of mold the hand of a dead person, which is always interesting. Now I have some good friends that I can hand that work off to. That's not really my forte.
Really? People ask for that?
Sure.
Why would you want to mold the hand of the dead person?
I don't.
But why would anybody?
I don't know. Looks like I have a plaster hand.
Okay, that makes sense.
That's something I do want to make.
A dead plaster man?
No, I want to make a hand of glory. With LEDs and fingertips for the
Like,
I get a feeling that Adrian is not our normal audience because
he asked me
Adrian and Liz, they have a group YouTube account, so that means one of them cheated. Well,
What?
that's how that works, right?
What?
When you have like a group Facebook account, like for a couple of people,
Oh,
yeah, they're not trusted to do it alone, so they have a group account, which is cool. That's fine. But
One of them cheated.
yeah, it means one of you cheated.
Or
but-
one's a parent and one's a kid.
Not our normal audience, because what Adrian and Liz 2035 just said, ooh, is 2035 the year they graduate? Is that possible? Math is hard. Anyway,
I don't know.
hello, Scott
Rob, you're the smart one.
Colehart. Good to see you on. Do me a favor, Scott, keep an eye on Adrian and Liz. They're saying some wacky stuff. But the last thing that they said was, you should make a highly hyper-realistic The Grudge ghost prop and scare the crap out of that boy with the nerd voice in the back.
Giggle.
That boy with the nerd voice. That's your new name, Rob.
Your great-grandmother dressed up as the devil for a party at a local church. Well, that's interesting.
Is this
All right, so the weirdest event, second weirdest event I've ever done as a stilt walker. The weirdest event I've ever done was I was a African lion stilt costume in the Lion King style for a bar mitzvah that was jungle themed. I was one of many stilt walking entertainment people. My second weirdest gig is the American Cancer Society hired me as a stilt walker to work a heaven and hell themed gambling night. And I was a stilt Grim Reaper
Oh,
for the American Cancer
Oh, boy.
Society.
Did you smoke?
No, I just walked and stood next to people who I thought might not last that long. You never know.
did
It
you,
was
like,
weird.
Pick who died?
Yeah, I kind of picked who I thought was going to die.
But did they die? Is the question.
I don't know. I didn't follow up.
You should have. You should have been like, all right, did I kill people?
Yeah, how'd I do?
Am I good? Am I a good person?
Oh, that was bold. Yeah.
I mean, small work.
Kid with the nerd voice.
We
in
lost
the back.
we lost connection. Yeah, the kid with the nerd voice in the back.
I'm the oldest
That's
one
good.
in the shop.
It is a lot to take in, Chicken Farmer. It is a lot.
Chicken farmer.
Yeah, I'm just happy calling him Chicken Farmer. I don't know.
It's a simple
Yeah,
chicken
whatever you're into. So, have you guys seen the YouTube video of the guy who dresses up like a bush and scares people, like
Yes.
by park benches and
farmer.
stuff?
I have.
And there's one, he scares one woman, and then she comes back and she goes, "Why are you doing this?" And he just sits there really quiet. He goes, "I'm just trying to work through some stuff right now." And it was just this great answer to, why would he dress up like a bush and scare people? He's just trying to work through some stuff.
I'm just trying to work through some stuff right now.
I think that's gonna become one of my new Q-line lines.
Why would you do this? Just trying to work through some stuff.
Ready to work through some stuff.
Okay. I will not put any extra blood vessels on the cod piece.
We wouldn't want him to go.
Rob doesn't know how good the microphone is with my phone. That was quite a run. I need to set this down. A little too close to my work.
Are you back up and running?
Oh yeah, we're running.
Okay.
Why don't you check comments?
I'm good. Yeah, you got quite a bit. What things have you found that you didn't think were really scary but end up freaking people out?
Ow.
Yes, add a protective coating method.
Ow.
Sneezing.
Sneezing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that weirds people out.
If you're in the, like behind a curtain in a haunt in a pretty dark area, and you get yourself a Misty squirt bottle and make the noise and spritz them, oh man, they wig right out.
I've just literally sneezed in someone, like, from here, their general direction, and they lost their mind.
That's a really brilliant idea. That'd work well this year, I
Mhm.
think, in the right context.
Ow.
I shot Phil with a
Lexi?
water gun today.
Solder jumped from there into my eye.
Awesome.
Basically, somebody just asked, I'm helping our group finish our helmets. We spray paint rust, then dry brush metallic paint. Long story short, do they need a protective coating?
Yes, spray polyurethane is fine.
That was painful. Don't get soldering in your eye, kids.
You have messages from a guy named John. You got solder in your eye?
It hurt.
Sounds like it hurt.
I think I closed my eye in time, but I just got my eyelid. But it's still kind of made my eye muscle.
Okay.
Another time I had a beverage, those times were awesome.
What's that?
It's water with a flavor powder in it. Sugar free, that kind of flavor free.
Why not just do unsweet tea at that point?
It's bitter.
What?
Like your black heart.
You're not wrong. I don't ever put. I only put sugar in white teas. Black teas or with sugar just feel wrong to me.
That's because you are a communist.
Just for not a race.
No, they only drink sweet tea. That's how you can tell.
Yeah.
Diabetes. Can't see out of your right eye. Like you literally got solder in your
I
eye.
don't know if I got it in my eye. I just know my eye hurt. Maybe I'll have to do it on my forehead.
What's hard about doing this breakup pattern is hexagons, man. Who the heck thinks in hexagons?
Nature.
Bees.
Well, you guys don't have to say stuff really fast like that. You could have made it sound like I was
Oh.
making a good point.
I don't know. Who thinks in
Not
hexagons?
like, you
That's
idiot.
ridiculous.
All these things do. Bam, bam, bam.
Say what structure of celery.
Rob, we need your help. I appreciate you leaning on that counter and holding it up for me. However,
What do you need?
grab the other block over here. We're going to raise him up so he's a little bit easier for me to paint.
Okay.
Nope, got to grab right here. 1, 2, 3.
Try to find this.
Great. That's it.
It seems awfully lovely.
Well, weebles wobble,
But they don't fall down.
but they don't fall down.
I can't exercise harmless humor. Rolls eyes.
Oh,
Wait, what?
somebody sounds.
He was asking about making sex toys, which is mildly inappropriate, so.
You can trust me when it comes to some color knowledge. Chickens are pretty much the only reason I learned color theory. Also, I'm a clumsy lady, so sealant is always a good idea.
Okay. So.
I like color theory.
I can't.
I like colors.
Oh.
In theory.
In theory. Somebody deleted all those messages. Are you done with that mask?
I didn't.
Yeah, Adrian and Liz, we're pretty straight and narrow on this
So,
channel.
go ahead.
So
Just tie it in your helmet. I'll do this after
I have no doubt that that type of comedy has a home on the YouTubes, as I know it does, but we're kind of just about making stuff.
It didn't hit my eyeball. I'm good. Alright. I wanna watch this next too.
See why I raised it up? I kind of want to be at a different level with it. This is also a stilt costume. So I want to plug in a spare light here. There we go. It's also a stilt costume. So I've got to make sure that at this height, everything looks on target. But not like it's from Target.
Boom. I've made it a couple of weeks without injury. I mean, I strained my arm.
Not work related. Doesn't count.
Oh, that's so true.
What is?
Not having work-related injuries. Yeah, that's not bad.
Are you talking about Tinder dates?
Yeah, the one Tinder date I ever went on.
Okay.
I will never go on another one.
And how did it go?
It was awkward and weird and terrible. I was like, I'd just broken up, so I was like, trying to get back out there. Don't get back out there. Just let life happen.
Well, very cool, Line Cook. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. Scott is fighting the good fight. Did you end up blocking them, Scott? I wanted them to work out. But it didn't seem like they were going to work out. And I'm having some major airbrush trouble tonight. I think I'm just going to change out that piece. Okay. In a week or two, we'll brought you flowers. In a week or two, a long, long. have an airport fruit in my mouth. See, here's a base of a helmet that I made here in my shop.
Leatherhead.
Wasn't Leatherhead a Ninja Turtle side character?
Might have been.
Sounds like it. Couldn't tell you for sure.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Alan, I'm going to take one of your skewers if that's all right.
Sure.
Okay.
Arizona Hampshire. I remember in the early 80s there was a Monsters cartoon show. Here's the 70s.
A Monsters cartoon show?
Yeah, it was a cartoon, came on Saturday morning. It was like Dracula and werewolf and Frankenstein that like ran around and solved mysteries.
You're thinking of Monster Force? And Frankenstein wore a sleeveless trench coat,
Yes.
which I thought was a little ridiculous. Because if I was cold, I wouldn't want a longer vest. Probably just want some sleeves.
It's not to be warm, it's to look cool.
Well, he was Frankenstein, so he probably needed some help in that department. I did have all of the Monster Force action figures. I never saw the show. That was a point in my life where I could afford to buy my own action figures, so I did. When I was 16, I think, after my first haunted house that I owned, I ended up, I bought a car for myself and like $1,000 worth of action figures because I was a kid. I guess I bought all the toys I felt I was denied from a younger age.
I just spent all my money on food.
You what?
When I was 16 and I like worked at haunts, I spent my money on food. So I didn't have to ask my parents for money because I always felt guilty. I still feel guilty.
We had very different childhoods.
I just wouldn't ask much money for a couple months.
My 15th and 16th year, I saved up the entire year, skipped lunch every day, so I could afford a ticket.
So you could afford what?
A ticket to London.
Okay.
Spent 2 weeks at 16. Awesome.
I had my husband before the Germany at 15 for a total of $7, including tickets, staying, everything. Oh, I think it's $2,500.
That's not all the deal.
My parents were sick. They're like, we can't let you go to a foreign country. You don't have to. Go to school.
And they're probably like, we don't do this one. Here's your question here.
No, it wasn't even that. It was, you're gonna like that. So that.
I don't think I'd let you go either, Lexi. I hate to tell you this. Like, even now, I don't think you should leave the country. I think it's a bad idea for you.
That's rude. Now, this might be $1.
Okay. I can handle that pain. I'll bear it.
What are feelings?
Yeah, where are they? Seems getting away all the time.
You have a simple one. I mean, actually, it was script one, but I don't think it's what we want to see. That math's pretty solid.
Tell you what, Rob, just wire up. Remember how we did with the gloves? Where we put the button in between the fingers?
Yeah,
It was just you put the button on the end and we dipped it.
yeah.
So have her just solder the button onto the length of wire.
There you go.
That's how I prefer them. She may still need your help with that because she doesn't know how long the wire should be.
Yes, I've done both.
Yes. Buttons are key.
The buttons are what I started on.
So, what you want to do though,
Hold one in here. Yeah, you want the wire to be here?
Which one?
It's the same wire that you're touching buttons.
Oh, right, yeah.
From the back of your hip down your left arm.
Okay, here? I'm not big,
Then give yourself about 8 inches.
because I'm small.
Because if you could, everyone would give themselves 8 inches. For slack in the line.
Wow.
That's it.
It's perfect.
Okay.
This color goes to which side or doesn't matter.
Okay, that's for your case. It doesn't matter. You'll play when you're wiring.
Yeah. I do know wire.
Okay.
I think you're out of wire, but.
No, there's a whole big one in there. I just used the small.
Don't say silly things, Rob.
I
Can't
just
help it, I'm a
used
silly
up the
man.
smaller spool.
Not a kid with a nerve.
Blinded by
Kid in
the
the back.
light.
Rob Corey.
So am I just getting no comment? Oh no, they stopped. Was I ever self-conscious about people watching my work? No. People are going to see my work when I'm done. They might as well watch me make it. Leatherhead was a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle character. He's a mutated anthropomorphic alligator and appears in numerous TMT versions.
That's who that was. Okay.
Hey, Dozer. Hello,
I think
Walter
I
and
have an
stuff.
action figure of him. Like one of the original ones. I have a bunch of old original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle action figures that my dad gave me.
I make money selling eggs and I buy miniature stuff.
Chicken eggs.
What's that?
Chicken eggs, right?
I hope chicken eggs. You can sell all kinds of eggs for money. Hey,
Yeah.
Gary Light, thank you. I'm gonna put some more of this stuff in, which is a top coat. Hello, Horror Beauty Effects. See, I thought I was on the current messages and I was not. Yes, chicken eggs,
Okay, good, good.
not human eggs.
You can make a lot of money doing that.
You got them.
I wouldn't want.
It's about $3,000 an egg,
I wouldn't want anybody to have mine because I would feel bad for them.
and we can sell a testament for about 30K. A left one, not a right one.
I was once asked by someone if I would refrigerate. I said no. Because it was just a terrible idea.
My genetics are really. Anybody who got anything from me would be like, wow, we got a horrible deal.
I got ripped off.
It would be. It'd be like, wow, I got ripped off.
Okay, gotta grab a little
So
pin to
good.
poke the holes in this guy. But I don't want to have more airbrush problem.
Really, when you have the main thing you do when it comes out is 10 fingers, 10 toes, 2 eyes, 1 nose. Good, we're good. We're good.
I have all of those. And do my So,
Chicken farmer, I'm not asking how you know how much a human heart goes for in the black market.
you can Google that stuff.
Not in my search engine. I don't want that in my search history.
Government's not going to do anything while you don't do it. Hey, Rob, I need your answer.
I had it on.
Would you like her to?
Maybe later.
Because she could apply herself.
I feel really bad if I hurt anybody.
Ooh, sick burn, yo. So that airbrush bottle is clogged because what I'm putting on is a boy. What I'm putting on right now is I'm putting on snake skin, which is a clear, flexible, high gloss, water-based urethane coating. And I'm putting it on him so that he are protected. Problem is, I won't know where I put it. I've got to zone him out. This is a good gloss varnish with a high flex. You need a high flex because this suit has some stretch to it. Doesn't have a massive amount of stretch. Pardon me. I can just kind of follow these major muscle groups, and that way I am putting this on in a measured capacity where I know where it's going and where it has been. I was saying this stuff is about 60 bucks for this bottle. Maybe it's 60 bucks for two of these bottles. I think this is like 40 bucks. But it's really good stuff. I used it first time on my snake project, and now I use it for a lot of gloss coating and protecting masks. It's really nice.
To liquid skin. Where's the
Snake skin?
Yeah.
See, all kinds of friends are being made. Friends over chickens and miniatures. Hooray. I used to make miniatures for a tabletop war game. I'd make terrain and stuff. Hey Nora, good to see you on, lady.
Hey, Nora.
Rob says hi. So says the guy with the nerd voice in the back.
Oh,
Oh, excuse me.
well done.
Now you can put a little bit of color in this. I might do that down the road. And just do another gray glaze. That'll calm this down a little bit. Okay, the back now has one full coat. As I go, I just remember where I put it, and by breaking it off into sections like this, also it has a gloss to it, so I can see the gloss. What I really like about this stuff is how fast it dries. It does dry pretty fast. Now I also love Fright Props' wet spray. It's just called wet. It's amazing, but it's not as flexible. So if I want something flexible, it's got to be something else. And this will take acrylic paint. I can put acrylic paint in here and give it a little bit of tint. I really don't have that much left to do, and I'm running out. But I think I got all of it. Okay, I'm gonna let that go. I'm gonna do 2 more coats of the snake skin on it. That'll be good for it. Oh, Bill, I'm so glad that you and your wife made corpses last year. Awesome. Glad you liked it. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. Okay, yeah, so right now, obviously, I'm making a bodysuit. And this outside layer is drying. So I'm just going to go in here and see how... Yeah. This is going to remove, I think, pretty easy. I did not glue the shirt to the pant, or something I did not want to do. So hooray me for getting that one right. My hand can go all the way up in there. Nice. That's great. That's great. Okay. The hard part about this is I don't know when it's dry because it looks so wet all the time. We'll just do another one. I'm refilling that bottle. So I have. What's the question?
Well, we're gonna shrink wrap it.
Don't shrink wrap it.
Don't?
You
Okay.
dip it.
Okay, dip it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good.
That'll give it superior protection.
Boss applesauce.
Shrink wrap is okay, but it's not nice for waterproofing.
That makes sense.
I don't think I have any creepy fans. I do have some fans. But in general, all my experiences have been very nice.
I don't know. Al Driver's pretty creepy.
Okay, my fans are creepy in that they're all haunted house people. So,
No, Al Driver dresses at you at convention.
okay,
That's creepy.
okay, that's fair.
But he's a fun guy.
I like Al. Don't get me wrong. Al Driver's a good guy. But I'll bust his chops.
He is, as they say, good people.
And this is why people give you a hard time.
Oh, I never been to that one.
It's not past life rock if you're
Sick bird, yo.
See, I almost think after that dies,
What's working on, Rob?
You're holding stuff for me?
I was helping her.
She's a strong, independent woman. She don't need no man.
But I needed an extra hand. But I only have two.
Shit.
You and your lack of hands.
I know, I've been trying to grow
It's
extra
not important, Rob.
ones.
That's a really good shiv.
That is a really good shiv.
It's molded for that grip right there. Shivity, shivity, shiv.
And I just added my prints to it.
Yeah. So, Rob,
Yes.
you're gonna give this a layer of this stuff.
Okay.
I've pretty much gotten this. Let's give it a little spin. Make sure it's stable.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'll take a muscle group like that,
Yeah.
and then I'll fill in and make sure I get all of that muscle group.
Okay.
I'm gonna get up here.
Are you saying I'm short?
I didn't say that out loud,
He invited us.
but now I got up there, and you can.
Have you done this arm?
I did that arm, and I did this muscle just
I
now.
saw
So you
that.
got these two to do,
Yeah.
and I haven't done anything over here. And I started in the middle of the chest, like straight down the middle. I gotta run to the house real quick. I'll be right back. Do check the comments and say hi. Feel free to talk to the camera. Be natural. Be natural. We love you. Lovely. You do you.
Rob, lovely. What did he say?
I don't know. I'm getting really good at tuning him out.
That might not be the best.
I know, he's gonna go back and watch this. I'm gonna get an
Well,
angry
no, that
text.
might not be the best course of action, given some of those things he tells you are important.
Does anybody else see the face in that?
What?
Nothing. Don't rain in Indianapolis, you know. My dad had this kid who's like 16 film around an expo. Thank you, chicken farmer. Turned out he was just shy and wanted my dad to sign a magazine. Awesome. It's hard to tell. It is hard to tell. Oh. Aha! That's it.
Huh.
It was coming up. It comes up pretty quick. Whatever this stuff is. Snake skin is what it's called?
I think that's what it is. I think the wire is different.
What else we got going on there? What size shirt do I wear, Rob? Hey, Horror Beauty. Large. I lost a lot of weight in the past
You
year.
could probably even squeeze into a medium.
I can wear medium. I can wear medium.
Crease and medium.
Usually I don't wear shirts like that because they tend to show off my tattoos.
You paid a lot of money for them. But that's not-
I did pay a lot of money for them, but I don't normally show them off. What else we got?
I love it.
And tattoos do hurt.
One day.
One day?
One day.
Well, I have advice about tattoos. If you're really interested in getting a tattoo, I highly recommend you get your design down, what you want to have permanently attached to your body for the rest of your life, unless you want to spend 5 times as much to have it removed. And you carry that picture around with you for a year.
I've wanted the same tattoo since I was 11.
Then, if you still want that tattoo, I fully encourage you to go get it.
I'm waiting until I'm back.
That said, make sure your artists are good. You're just waiting. Thanks, Chicken Farm. Hey, Nora. Lexi just said you're superhuman. Nora's got some awesome.
Her tattoos.
Her tattoos are beautiful.
They go with the rest of her.
Aww. She said your tattoos are beautiful and they go with the rest of you. Isn't that nice?
But didn't you say it that serious?
Oh, you were kidding?
I was not kidding, but I was not that serious. Don't question me.
Do I?
Don't question me. One bad time. You're just a confusing sex.
What?
I'm good.
I gotta keep making the nozzle clear.
You gotta keep doing what?
Clearing the nozzle.
I heard bending your mouth. I was concerned.
You gotta fix this thing. See if that makes a difference. Nope. Over here pulling an Allen maneuver and squirting my, trying to get it to work. Shooting myself in the hand.
Are you a pirate now?
Not recently, no.
That was a really piratey noise.
Arr. How many hours are going into making this prop? We've been working on it for a while.
I thought it was a costume.
It is a costume. It's not a prop. It's a full costume. Now we work full time at at a haunted house. This is Alan's workshop. If I had to hazard a guess, I would say there's probably anywhere about, counting for making the whole, 16 to 20 hours into it so far.
Which isn't that crazy.
No, it's not really that crazy. I know. One time, every time something breaks in the shop, it happens when he's left.
And
Like-
when you're working.
Yeah, when I'm the only one working, that's when stuff breaks. One time I was in here, and then I hear this crazy cacophony coming from the other room. I go in there, and his compressor's dancing across the floor.
No way.
I go unplug it, and he comes back, like, is the compressor working? I'm like, something happened to the compressor, Alan.
Shouldn't have touched it.
And
Rob.
he's like, did you break my compressor? I'm like, no, he took it apart. One of the drive shafts cracked inside the thing. There's nothing, I had nothing to do with it. But yet again, another time, a heat gun broke while I was in here by myself. It just broke. And he comes back. I'm like, your heat gun broke. He's like, you gotta stop breaking my stuff, man. Yeah, he's gonna fire me. He's gonna totally fire me. Ugh. Where is this thing? I had it there. I have problems with it too. Hopefully I did not break it. I don't think I did. So let's see.
This is why airbrush is driving me crazy.
Right here. Right here. Now, when I do makeup, I use old like Ben Nye and Maron. I use creams and brushes. You know, I've never had a brush.
Yeah,
Clog
brushes
up on
don't
me.
get clogged.
They don't get clogged. Now, if you don't treat them right, they'll get dirty and
Well,
come
yeah,
up and
like
don't
any
work.
instrument that we use, but they're a lot simpler.
They are a lot simpler. Now, mind you, I don't have the speed that airbrush does when you're doing airbrush makeup, and it's great with stencils. Psh, you go to town.
I'm pretty fast with brushes.
What is happening here?
I'm definitely faster with brushes than I am with airbrush, but I'm really slow with airbrush. So.
I'm just not going to pull that moment where I pointed at my face. You had the same haircut 25 years ago? Nice.
As you,
Oh, I'm haunted. Ha 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 ha.
Spooky Rob.
Looks awesome so far. I might be haunted.
I believe it.
I'm old school with makeup. Yes, she is.
Okay.
So we've gathered that Rob is a haunted human.
Why's that?
Because I was talking about stuff breaking in your shop when I'm not in here. When you leave, stuff stops working.
What stopped working?
Well, I talked about your air compressor, the air compressor incident.
Very true.
And I talked about the heat gun incident.
Mm-hmm.
And now I can't get this thing to squirt anymore.
I have $1.
I don't know. I've tried clearing it.
It's all in the wrist, Rob.
Hello, Dustin. Worked for a while, then it clogged up. I cleared it out, and then it stopped.
Just need a pin.
T-pin? Will that work, or you need a thinner pin?
T-pin is too big.
There was a thinner pin.
I have a drawer full of them. I know where they live.
I know. You would have won that war. That war of attrition.
What's sticking with a pin, Rob?
Rob knows where I keep the shit.
Yeah, it's just, that is one gnarly shit.
It's not a hot shiv. I got a hot shiv.
Stop eating so hurry. Oh wait, you said shiv.
I said shiv, Rob.
Answer comments.
We don't use that kind of language here.
I didn't use any type of language. Hi, Dustin Myers. Do any of you believe in cryptids like the Pukwudgie or the Thunderbirds or Bigfoot?
Yeah, of course you do.
He does.
There's unexplained things all over the world.
All right, 100% believe in thunderbirds.
Oh yeah.
I think
For sure.
orang pendek is just an undiscovered species. I think that there is a North American ape, or at least there was. It may be extinct now.
I once made a political joke.
I also believe in Deloitte's ape.
What about the Jersey Devil?
The Jersey Devil has to be something. Do I think it was birthed in the 1700s? And no. I have seen some really weird mosquito activity there, like where they swarm up into like a black mass and move as a mass. That's weird, you know?
That sounds horrible.
I've seen that down on the Gulf Coast.
The Jersey Devil was close enough to me where I could go check out the Jersey Devil.
Throw it up.
Very cool, Bill.
I think cryptids, a lot of the times, are legends that have been passed down of things that existed but don't anymore.
Yeah.
The thing that freaks me out is Mongolian devil.
Gus?
What about drop bears? Do you believe in drop bears, Alan?
No.
What's a drop bear?
The drop bear is part of American folklore.
Is it? I thought it was Australian.
Well, there's drop bears that are...
They're just really evil-looking koalas.
Koalas are evil.
Okay,
No,
now that's
they're
a
really
different...
evil-looking koalas.
That's a different drop bear than I know about.
No, that's a...
Because I know about the kind which are the American tall tales that have such things like an axe handle hound. The axe handle hounds run through the forest, and all they do is they eat axe handles. So that's why you don't leave your axe out or leave your axe leaning against the tree.
If I was a cryptid, that's what I'd do.
There are also wampus cats. You know what a wampus cat is?
I do not know what a
I
monster
like it
is.
by the name alone.
A wampus cat has the legs on one side are shorter than the other side.
So it just
Oh,
runs
yes,
in
I've heard of a
circles?
monster cat.
It can only run on a hill in only one direction. So if you're on top of a hill and a wampus cat comes after you, if you jump over him, he's got to go all the way around the hill again to get back to you
That is awesome.
because the legs are longer on one
Australian
side.
drop bears are things that Australians tell really dumb foreigners that exist.
I see.
Oh, like snipe.
Got to watch out for drop bears.
They're evil koalas that jump out of trees at you.
I did make it to Mask Fest. I was there Friday night. I got ink on my eyeball. It's not good. Hooray.
The worst things you can have on your eyeball.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, that hurt.
Terrible idea.
Solder on your eyeball doesn't feel good.
Okay. It looked like there was moisture. I was like, did it heat itself?
Who do we pick who will wear the costume? Well, I made the body form a certain size. And I made it the size that I did because I know the person using it is going to be a stilt walker. The guy whose body form I used was about 180 pounds. And that's not a bad... What?
He's a little-
What do you think he weighs?
I'd say it's about
Wait,
like,
he's 15.
I don't think so.
I think he's lighter than me now.
Well, anyway, he's in a medium height, medium build, which is good for a stilt walker. It's not super set up for anyone really lanky. It's just not made for that.
Alright.
Rob,
It's made for
don't
medium
zip tie
height,
the
medium
switch
build.
Until tomorrow.
Do what?
Don't zip tie the switch until tomorrow.
I won't zip tie anything till Thursday.
Thursday.
Yeah, and once that's zip tied up, then we'll hit it again with the liquid rubber to really seal all that in. Just hit all the wires.
Well, I liquid rubbered it.
Yeah, but we'll hit it again
Okay,
once
okay.
it's zip tied.
Okay.
It
We want to liquid rubber the things that I did.
Did the plant monster get lit up?
Yeah.
Can you hit its button? Oh, that one eye is low.
Well, those are the two spots for something.
I think I said this one. I said this one. These two are on the same level. I said this tooth and this tooth.
This two. This two.
This tooth and this tooth. That was too low, so pull it out, cut this tooth off, and glue it onto there. Okay. You need to make notes.
This is all wet.
Ah. Okay. Yes, that's a gremlin on the shelf. Someone said, Rob, run. No, I don't get mad. I just get sad when stuff like that happens. I've never punched Rob,
No.
so I'm pretty sure he would stab me when I turned around.
It actually pretty fast.
Hello, Speedrun Productions. I'm going to try out the fence post foam from Home Depot. It does work great. It works great. I love it. This whole body is made out of that fence post foam. This whole body form. So it's good stuff. I like it a lot. And Rob, you did one full coat on this?
Yep.
Okay, so that is the third coat, and that's what we needed. I'm gonna grab some strapping, and we're gonna butt flap,
What flap?
a cross strap.
Good times. Do you want me to go over the ones I wired?
Yes.
Okay. With the heat shrink tubing was the rest of my question. With the liquid.
Yes.
Okay. Figured that was your answer, double check.
How is the ventilation in costume? This costume would suck. It would be very easy to sweat. It'd be very hot. I did give the warning it's going to be a hot costume. It is fabric. It is one layer of fabric with muscles on it, then another layer of fabric sandwiching that down. So it's warm. It's going to be a warm suit. That's how it is. The cooler you look, the less comfortable you're going to be. And this guy's going to look awesome. But we're mimicking a movie suit, and the movie suits are not comfortable. I could make this more comfortable, wouldn't look as cool.
Where's the fun in that?
It's kind of, yeah.
I mean, the actor is probably going to lose 2 to 3 pounds of water weight from height.
So I have a strap here, and I'm going to sew that in so that we can take this piece, just sort of tuck it back, because I don't want this shirt to ride up on him, otherwise when you raise your arms and stuff. And I think that is going to keep it from riding up and doing that.
I mean, it's not, it's similar enough. No.
Hold the mask straight, because you're holding the mask at an angle. There you go. That's fine. Better.
Okay.
Better. Okay.
There's one. You know what it was with? Is this one. This one. That would be perfect. Next time.
Did you want to, have you tried to learn the way that I did? So I will wait, things if I want to.
Just cutting away here in our Monsters panty line, like you do.
Like,
Monster. This one.
When you get a Monster Brazilian, someday you'll find it. The Monster Brazilian. The lovers, the dreamers.
I think I saw that Blair the White Worm.
Yeah. You saw a lot, Larry the Whale. That's an obscure movie.
It's a vampire flick.
Yeah.
That's why I like it.
Are you a vampire movie fan in general?
Generally, yes. I like vampires.
You're the one.
I'm the one. I don't like those vampires. No sparkly vampires for me, sir.
I liked it when it came out.
The gloves are mostly made, but they're not like all the way made. What's that?
She was 11 when Twilight.
I think I was older than 11. But I was
You're a
around
terrible
it.
person.
I liked it when I was a teenage girl. It's literally marketed for that.
Granted, she's right. That was the demographic.
But you know what it ended up being? Like the biggest fan base. Middle-aged single.
Yes. They call them Twilight moms.
Yep, yep. And I stopped liking it the second I had a discussion with a mother about it. I'm like, no. I'm good. Their opinion scared me off of the entire series.
The only people who actually survived in their career beyond that. Not many.
It does not sound strange, Chicken Farmer. That's normal. A creepy clown is trying too hard.
Gay films now, though, because she's like, I'm gay. Oh yeah.
Thanks, Gus. I appreciate that, buddy. Chicken Farmer says also, Twilight sucks. He's like, in more news,
In more news.
Twilight sucks.
Oh, that should have been the story I told.
Well, it sucks.
No, about Stacy's husband.
Tony?
He came in for auditions, and we asked him what his favorite werewolf movie was, and he goes, Twilight.
No, he didn't.
That's why we all call him Twilight now.
Oh,
Now,
man.
was he trolling?
No, it's the only movie he could think of at the moment.
American
He
Werewolf
should've-
in London.
He should have stopped and thought harder.
He should have.
Or he should have just said, I don't have
He
one.
should have just been like, I've never seen a werewolf movie, and
Yeah.
just left it at that.
Just think about what you've done.
Twilight is not a werewolf movie.
No.
It's a movie with wolf people that transform to wolves in it, but it's not not a werewolf movie.
My
I understand character development and all, but that was like, I
Uh,
just skipped that.
Gus, the most challenging part is getting the mix of look and movement. Because if it looks great, you can't move in it. If you can move great in it, it doesn't look that good. So that's the big balance issue that I have.
Who would?
Yeah.
All over the place.
I wouldn't.
So wherever you live.
Look at you.
6 hours. All
I read each one in about an hour.
Each Twilight book? Holy moly.
I read really fast.
Are they like on the young adult level or what?
Yeah, they are. They're really graphic for young adult, but they're on the young adult level.
Well, young adult is pretty graphic.
It's worse than most young adult novels.
So, I was listening to a fantasy book series, and I stopped listening. Well, I was going to stop listening to. I was going to like finish out the book I was, because it's a fantasy series, but this guy is like obsessed with slave girls, and
Oh.
it's enough to make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, the series, you've talked about this
That's
series
not the Wheel of
before.
Time, Wizard's First Rule.
No, it's the Gore Chronicles
Yeah.
of Gore. He's
Oh.
obsessed with slavery. Now, there's no graphic detail in the book whatsoever.
It's still just, it's,
So I was going to stop reading the book, and it popped up on Audible next to his series, and in this one, he becomes a slave. So I'm like,
well, it
Well, I
got,
gotta
it
read
would be
that.
sexist of me to stop reading the book now, because then it looks like I stopped reading the series when the man gets the turnabout. You know, I didn't want to do that, so I'm like, okay, I'll go through. And it turns out he just likes talking about slaves, because he was way more graphic with degradation and stuff that he faced. That writer has some issues.
I'm working through some stuff.
I'm working
And-
through some stuff.
And he is short on monster names. Because there's a type of monster called a Thalarian, which is this giant writhing lizard. But there's also water Thalarians, which are like lizard sharks. And there's sky Thalarians, which are like lizard birds. So everything is a Thalarian that's a monster.
I mean,
Well,
if you
it's a
come up with a
genus.
good monster
It's the
name,
genus. It's the lizard genus.
Yeah, but I don't know that, I don't like that the genus has, one version has wings. Well, you know, it's, okay. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. Thalarians are tremors.
what?
Graboids.
Graboids. Thalarians are graboids. There's sky graboids, there's land graboids, there's water graboids. It's a type. Okay. Okay, it makes more sense now. There's a couple other. You know what a graboid is? What the heck?
That is a
Lexi.
great movie.
Lexi, all the movies that I post for underrated monsters, that is a signed reading for you, young lady. You have to watch this.
Am I
Well,
just gonna come
that's
here
not
one day
true.
and you're just gonna hand me a stack of DVDs, be like, by next time you're here?
That is possible. So this is awkward.
What?
This is awkward.
You're crotch strapping it?
I have to, yeah, sew it on the crotch.
Would you like some assistance?
Sew it on the crotch.
Pretty good.
So it's on the crotch.
Is there anything else that I need to wire?
No.
I'm turning off the soldering iron at work.
Lexi, how's your hand sewing skills?
Very good.
Get over here.
That's why I asked if you wanted assistance.
I put it through once. I haven't tied anything off yet.
Pardon.
Needle, thread. This goes right here. Rob, you know what that means?
I do. I'm on it.
Okay.
Trash pack?
So I'm going to look at this. Hi, everyone. Hello, Aaron XJ. Just arriving to your workshop. We've been in our workshop a couple hours. Good night, Speedrun Productions. The Twilight novels are American. You don't know?
I'm good, thank you.
Sorry. Okay. I saw it was reconnecting, so I went to eat something. But I don't think they're supposed to be skinwalkers.
They're not.
because skinwalkers are very much evil, without
They're
doubt.
Cannibals.
Well, yeah.
The
Um,
Twilight werewolves are not.
The Twilight werewolves seem to me to be based off of the Werewolf Apocalypse game, the role-playing game, Werewolf, because
I know that one.
there were many of them in the role-playing game that were protectors of the earth. And that is much more the role that they have and take on in the Twilight series.
Alan,
Yeah,
do you have one that is just curved one way and slightly thinner?
no,
Okay.
there you go. I'll look, but I don't think so.
That would make this easier. And probably quicker. But I can make this work. Oh, that's wobbling.
The answer is still no.
Okay.
If I did have it, it'll be in this drawer over here, and I'll look.
This is just a really thick needle to try to get through everything.
Problems, but I have 8 hands,
I do not. I
human hands.
have child hands. I have chimpanzee hands.
The bigger needle.
I actually work at. I'm putting this on the floor. Maybe.
Don't do that by yourself.
Okay.
No, no.
I will not go. Because I'm gonna knock it over.
Okay,
Oh,
here you go.
thank you. What I am doing is not on camera.
We'll get there.
Okay. Didn't know if you wanted to.
Life is hard on the ocean floor.
There we go. It was good. Nice one.
No, I don't really have a lot of walkthroughs. I don't do a ton of those. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's from the paint. It is a little bit Rorschach-y, and that's exactly what Rob said when he saw it for the first time. So today is what day? Today is Tuesday. By Thursday, no. Monday, this suit will be done. It'll ship out Tuesday morning. While she's working on some stuff, I'm working on some other stuff.
trash cans.
All the way out?
All the way out.
Great. So this sculpture that I did, never had a chance to mold it, never had a chance to mold it to dry up. So I put it in water, and the water softened this stuff too much, but it brought this back to life. So all the hard stuff is done and ready to go.
Are we gonna mold it now?
No, I'm gonna mold that tomorrow night. Tomorrow night I gotta get that molded and cleaned out. Thursday you'll get it poured up.
Okay. That's gonna be a fun mold.
Well, there's no teeth in it.
No, it's still. Does anybody want any of this food left on here before I take it back to the channel?
Lexi, you sure?
I had like 3
Okay.
years. I'm good.
My wife makes too much food. It's what she do.
I also eat like a bird some days. So
Yeah, dinosaurs are birds.
yeah. So sometimes I eat like a really small dinosaur. Sometimes I eat like a velociraptor, and sometimes I eat like a brontosaurus. It's something that doesn't. I eat like a now bird.
Like a now bird, not like a then bird.
Yeah.
Need like an X beak. Or a moa.
You eat like a what?
A moa is an extinct bird. An ostrich is like 9 feet tall. Moas were 12 foot tall.
I've heard of a moa. I just genuinely did not hear what you said.
Well, we're like, don't be like an idiot. I know my extinct animals.
Not all of them, but cryptids and extinct animals are really interesting. Plus, I think you'd like.
It's called.
Now that I've said that, I forgot the name of it.
Oh, good. That's helpful. Jerk.
I was listening to it on the way here.
Got my hopes up.
Hold on. I'll tell you. Something Legends. I just forget what it's called. I think Astonishing Legends.
Ah, teeth don't bother me anymore.
Huh?
I could have all teeth in it, that's still important.
Because as you learn the techniques.
Yes.
It's called Astonishing Legends, Alan.
Okay.
I think they were featured on that one monster podcast we're talking about.
Okay.
At one point, they do stuff that's kind of similar. It's a little more humanoid monster based, and they talk about the research
Yes, we do
behind
think it looks like Rorschach.
and the
Rorschach wasn't that built though.
what other people think it is, and then they usually end it with what they potentially think it is, if it exists or not. Really cool. They have multiple partners. Right now, I'm listening to the one on giants.
Ah.
So they talk about, the proof of, what people have said and what they think it is and the archaeological record. And they just kind of ramble on, but it's really interesting to listen to. They do interviews too.
Good lord.
What's good Lord?
You got a lot of comments.
Well, start asking away.
Yeah.
Where do you get the mask for the werewolves? Dustin Myers asks.
How much do you want? If you want 1 to 10 yards, buy it from Joann's Fabrics. There's half off coupons out there every day.
They recently had a sale was 70% off.
If you want 16 or more yards, buy it from a company called Monterey Mills.
Monterey Mills.
Monterey Mills.
I think you should make a video of some of your props, costume, masks, set up with some lights, sounds, give the look you were going for, scary vibes, spookiness. Hope I explained that right. They want you to shoot videos of your props and costumes under haunt lighting.
I ain't got time for that. By the time I take them to a haunt for haunt lighting, I'm making other stuff.
I'll tell you what.
You want to see some haunt lighting? Squint.
You want to see some haunt lighting? Go to the haunts where we sell our product. Some birds eat in excess of their body weight each day. You guys are pretty. It would be pretty cool, Gus. I take a lot of photos at the haunt. I can't show them a lot of the time because I'm building my portfolio. Velociraptors were the size of turkeys. Not that it matters since they were fast as hell and traveled in groups. Also, turkeys are like 40-pound birds. Do you ever attend any of the maker fairs? Thank you, Scott.
I don't normally attend any maker fairs. Not because I don't want to, I don't know of any really around here, and I'm busy that weekend.
What is a maker fair?
It's where people who make stuff get together and talk about making stuff.
It's like a con.
So can you make money off of it?
I don't know.
Because otherwise you just use the internet.
Can you make money off the maker fairs? Or is
Well-
that just building your reputation?
Yeah, you can turn people onto your YouTube channel and things like that.
Your phone's at 15%, bud.
Oh, plug it in. It's a green cord
I'm
that
about
Lexi is
to.
sitting on.
Lexi is sitting on the corner.
No, I'm not.
Well,
Pull it from the other side, Rob.
Here, I got it.
There you go.
It was under me.
Don't interrupt her work on that crotch. That's important work.
Basically done. Just gonna secure it a little bit.
There we go.
How secure do you need the crotch strap?
As secure as you can get it.
What?
Because I
pretty,
can.
pretty secure. When he raises his arms, the shirt cannot ride up. And that's what stops it from riding up.
I mean,
That seems pretty good.
people,
I'm too busy as it is.
and that sounds scary.
No, I'm talking to people. You're talking to people right now, Lexi.
But I can't see them, so it's not scary.
So it's better if you can't see them.
Yes, it is better if I cannot see the people that I am talking to. Because
guess.
then when I say stupid things, I can see their facial expressions.
See the disappointment?
I can
So
see
I'm
the
just gonna
I can
make,
see the
make
disappointment.
facial expressions to you all the time,
And then I'll,
as if you were saying stupid things.
I'll just stop talking.
How long does this snake skin take to grow?
It's probably dry.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
dry.
looks wet. It's high gloss.
I was telling her that once we get it all made, I'll probably have to wear it for photos.
Yes,
Yes.
you will definitely have to wear it for the photogs.
I was gonna say, because it won't fit you right.
For them photogs, eh?
No, I don't think you could.
I don't even know if I can fit it. That was on camera.
People keep commenting that that looks like Rorschach, which we've been saying forever.
You've been saying.
He's probably my favorite Watchman.
Alright, that feels
Is
secure.
the owl a watchman?
Owlman.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got Owlman, Silk Spectre, the comedian, Rorschach. There's a few others, but they didn't feature in the movie very much. Then, of course, Dr. Manhattan.
He was kind of a superhero, but kind of a god.
Yeah.
I mean, Wonder Woman's kind of a superhero, but kind of a god.
Yeah, but she doesn't have god level powers, really.
Well,
They,
according
they play her powers down quite a
to the
bit.
new Wonder Woman movie, they did not that at all.
Gods kind of were human in their powers. Alright.
Yes, because, a lot of humans can turn into a swan.
Well, okay, not that far. I'll fight you, Rob. Alright. That's so. Do I need to sew a button?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yes, it needs a butt flap.
is that this one?
Yeah. Cut it here. Sew it on. Look, scissors.
Not. That's true. Oh, whoa! Netflix on Amazon Prime, or wow,
Sew it.
Do we want to cut this
really
off?
3.5 hours? God, that's a lot. And yes, Manhattan did
Don't come all the way to the outside.
implode Rorschach. Not sure how much more of that naked blue man we need. Valid
We
point.
talked about the owl man?
No,
No.
Dr. Manhattan is a naked blue man.
Yeah, he doesn't wear clothing.
Good times. Bullets for squares. Also, North Red is the Lex Lewis
What? Right there. Pointing at my face.
What are you doing over there, Al?
Fixing up these gloves.
Oh,
There's gas. Thickened latex with
Cat liver?
no. Whatever the heck this stuff is called.
Polyfill?
It has polyfiber. Yes. Yeah, it has a name.
Sounded like you were about to say cat liver. I'm like, oh, that's a new one.
Well, I was going to say Cavasil. All right, but then Cavasil, we don't use Cavasil anymore in the industry.
Why not?
Kills you dead.
Even better.
Half the stuff we use in here will kill you dead.
Cavasil kills you faster.
Ah.
It kills you the fastest.
Cavasil is a filler, and it's powdered glass.
Oh.
Yum.
It's in jelly donuts. It's in all kinds of food products. Suspended in things, it's a harmless filler. But it's so light and airy,
You breathe it, it cuts your lungs.
in it puts little cuts on your lungs.
So it's
So-
like diatomaceous earth for humans.
Right.
Okay.
Who was it? We had to explain to Mike at work what diatomaceous earth was.
Which one?
There's like,
Ortiz.
Oh. Mick.
Kim and I were both like, no, this is the best pesticide in the world.
alright, I don't want to do this wrong.
It's Amazon.
It's made of old pests. That's the upside.
Just checked. It's on Amazon Prime. Watchmen Ultimate Cut. 3 hours and 35 minutes.
Is it
Okay.
on like, you can for free on Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime means
It's not
you need
free.
to have Amazon Prime.
I have Amazon Prime.
Then yeah, you can watch it.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen The Watchmen? I'm gonna suggest don't start with the 3.5 hour one.
Yeah.
It's a really good story.
When I watch a I never just sit and watch a movie. I can't sit still that long. Even when I go to the movies, I'm like fiddling my thumbs the whole time.
Now, someone who read the Watchmen comics before the movie was ever made, it was pretty truthful to the comics until the end, and then it goes really into left field.
Okay, so
But to be
From
fair,
here to here?
the comic itself was pretty left field.
What's that now?
from here to here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sew it up, Buzzball.
Okay.
That was
Why am I now fuzzball?
that was a Star Wars quote.
Well, the
Okay.
Star Wars reference was not a Star Wars quote. The quote was "Laugh it up, Fuzzball."
Yeah.
But I said, "Sew it up, Fuzzball." That's why.
I get it now.
Do you?
I do. I've seen Star Wars. I just don't remember. I don't think in movie quotes.
Oh. We are failing the next generation.
I think in.
Most of us millennials, whoa.
I'm a millennial.
Sorry, X-Gen, or I'm actually before generation. But most of us talk in movie quotes.
I guess I'm technically Gen X.
Gen X is 77.
Most millennials talk in movie quotes.
Well,
as
well, I'm 76. We don't have a cool name.
No, we're just old.
Yeah, we're just old people.
We're just old. Still waiting for my AARP card.
One day, Rob.
When you watch Dune the first time, please don't say you haven't. Did you watch the theatrical 2-hour version or the director's cut that was over 3 hours? I watched the big one. The original Dune I saw in the theater. And then I have seen the 3-hour one. I prefer the book more.
I saw the one that was on HBO or Cinemax or whatever. it was.
I am not seeing it.
It was Lynch that directed Dune, wasn't it? It was-
I'm not a big Dune guy. I'm not a sci-fi fan.
yeah,
You're more fantasy.
Fantasy and horror.
monsters. That's the bottom line. Monsters.
Sci-fi has monsters.
Obscure sci-fi film, Enemy Mine. That was a great makeup job on Louis Gossett Jr.
Yeah, pretty good.
How about Alien Nation? Mandy Patinkin. I didn't know it was him the entire movie.
No?
I had no idea.
No, it's good.
It's a good movie.
What a time out of Heat Gun Rob. Those are good times.
Yeah,
Over there.
Lexi was using it.
Ah! I'm gonna dry this hand up.
Where is it? Where'd you put it, Lex?
On the table over there, on the blue butt thing.
On the blue button.
Right there. Ass waffle, it's called.
Yes.
Say its name right. Did you plug me in?
Yeah.
I put it on the ass waffle.
Great.
The Aswafla.
Diese Eiswaffel. Show yours the Eiswaffel.
Those of you who don't know the joy of what we're speaking of. This was a prize that Alan garnered during Monster Camp.
I do not like sitting on it. It is uncomfortable.
This is the ice waffle. Hey, look, hexagons.
Junior Day Hexagon.
Yeah, I do totally use movie quotes all the time. Trick or Treat had good designs. It did. It was a really fun movie. It's one of my favorites, actually.
Trick or Treat had good what?
Special effects, monsters.
Yeah.
My wife has read the book, and the sequel she said was good, 100 times weirder than the film. House Harkonnen's a really good book in that series of Dune. And I like evil things. So.
One day I will watch read that.
Is it Rob?
It is 9:52.
Okay.
One day I will finish it.
Nora knows me. I do. I use a lot of movie quotes, book quotes, and music quotes.
Who knows you?
Nora. She said I use a lot of movie quotes. It's true.
I'm not really talking quotes. I make references that nobody gets.
Lexi, you're technically a millennial, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm the youngest you can be still being one. And some genealogists would argue that I'm not a millennial. I'm like the last year.
What's the one millennials called?
iGen or yeah, iGeneration, like iGen.
iGen. What kills me is that there are kids that are running around today that never have known the world without the internet.
Yeah.
That is mind-blowing.
I mean, I don't know a lot of. I don't remember.
94 counts as a 90s kid? I graduated high school in 94. So I guess, yeah, I mean, I think what makes an 80s and 90s and 70s kid is remember if that was formative time for you. Like, I was born in 75, but my wheelhouse is the 80s, because that's where I was really of age to enjoy it, and all the marketing and the toys and the
I was a
movies and
2000s
everything.
kid by that.
I mean, I saw Star Wars in the drive-in theater, and I remember it, but not like when I was 9 or 10.
Okay, Star Wars.
When Empire came out, or Return of the Jedi, or any of that stuff. That stuff was awesome. Maybe not.
Not paint. It's not ready to paint, but it's at least dry enough. All those cracks are filled in, and this is a good skin with the latex on it and dried, baby powdered. It won't stick to itself. But now I can give this a good paint job. But there are certainly, 1940s kids who were born in the 90s.
1940s kids?
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Out of time. Very much born in the wrong time. I should have been born in like the 1100s. Because I really loved sword fighting
Were
as
you
a
ever
kid.
sick as a kid though?
I still love sword fighting. Not really.
Oh, yeah.
He's really a good sword fighter.
I'm okay.
I've
I'm okay.
I've sword fought a lot of people. He's pretty good.
I'm a pretty terrible sword fighter. Mostly because I can't hold the swords.
That would make it more difficult.
I'm not the best knife fighter either though, so I don't really have an excuse for that one.
The pointy end goes in the other end.
Shiv. That's a rough
That's a
shiv,
shiv
dude.
fighting.
That is ruthless. How
Not,
did you make
not
that?
knife fighting.
What's that?
How did you make that?
It's a AWL. AWL.
I
or a
figured
FID.
that's what it was, but
Or a FID. Either one.
it's ruthless.
Right?
Because you have no roof.
I have no roof. The roofie's on fire. What? No, that's not how it's.
Put her out, she gonna die.
All right, so if you're done with, are you done with your heat gun there, bud?
Yes, I'm done with heat gun. Lexi is done with the,
The
You know.
uncomfortable strap.
Lexi is done with the soldering iron, make sure that's off.
I'm still doing the butt straps.
That
Soldering
is
iron
off,
is off
but
and
I'm gonna
unplugged.
unplug it anyway.
I thought I unplugged it.
No, you did not.
This one gets done with latex tamari after I mold that mask.
So I've been thinking about the Rat King recently
Mm-hmm.
for Rick Halls.
Yeah.
Helmet ballet pant, tights, and I mean, I don't know. I just see him as he's the Rat King. It's
So Alan,
Nutcracker.
With that. Yes.
I have a question about mask stuff.
Okay.
So
Ask me a question about mask stuff.
Yeah, every day and Thursday,
So,
and sometimes he
for
goes
the-
YouTube
the
Live
board
on
involving
Wednesdays.
Aaron.
Love the gloves. The
Right?
gloves are awesome. I
Jen
use them
wanted
all
to-
the time.
She's like, yeah,
They're
you can
light
make it.
and fantastic.
Because I feel like I could do
Hipsters.
plastic and paint it, but I feel
Yeah,
like that would
Zarkort, good job.
fall apart because I would never done it.
Yes, he does. Daniel,
Okay,
yeah, he knows how to
And
use
like,
it.
so I'm afraid it would
Uh,
chip and end up like not.
Once
Why
again.
don't you do an EVA for
Is that breathable?
Yeah.
mask? You put breathing in it, yeah, of course. You put opening in the mouth, you know.
Okay, because I also talk. Otherwise, I just go. Like I'm trying to, because I talk a lot.
Yes, you do.
So if you want to cut down on me talking, I can make a mask where that'll be easy. But my thing is making it look good, durable,
Keep some of the butt.
and
Well, let's talk and sew.
I can talk. I can and not looking kind of silly. Because a lot of the masks where your mouth moves and it's not weird, look silly.
Rob,
What do you need?
on your phone, pull up Mad Monster Masks.
Okay.
.com.
I gotta say, for the record, I'm really impressed with what Shannon's doing with the EVA masks.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really good.
Yeah, Shannon's a good artist.
Oh, she is.
Shannon is not my wife in this case. He means Shannon, who does costuming at Dark Hour. And she wasn't like a costume person to begin with. But I go in and I'll show her a new skill set or a new trick, and then, she gets a handle on it pretty quick and knocks out some beautiful work.
She's awesome.
Yeah, the EVA foam that she's doing right now is really beautiful.
It really is.
I would just be worried about visibility and breathing.
Oh, is that? Are
They
you
flip
showing her
up.
these
And
because?
they're flipped up half the time. They're attached to welding masks, and they flip up.
I get
There's
it.
a doll.
The dolly
Find a doll.
in the gallery.
Because I'm all about wearing masks and you don't have to waste money on makeup.
Yes.
Which that'll make my life easier. I
So
just
with
don't
the
want it to look
movable
silly. I
jaws,
want
or
people
what?
to have all the mobility and breathing.
What's the question now?
Are they all movable jaws?
Yes. That's all Rallis does. Mad Monster Mask is who we're looking at.
Okay.
And it is my friend Rallis Khan's company, and he makes moving jaw masks. Nicodemus was based off of that.
That's a nice lab coat.
I think I might have sewed this on backwards. That's okay.
He's got a Krampus mask.
No? I don't care if that's underneath.
You want dear Debbie Dolly?
Yeah, Deadly Dolly. Pull that one up big. Show the camera because we're talking about it. And that one started reconnecting. So that's the doll mask that I'm about to show Lexi. It's a two-part mask. You put the chin on first, then you put on the upper part.
This is still backwards, but is that okay? Or do you want this?
Well, no, it's fine. I don't want the tab sticking down.
There's with the mouth open.
Well, I meant, did it need to be out?
No, we don't want it
We
dangling.
want it in. Okay, so I did
That's-
it
We
right.
don't want it dangling. Yeah.
Perfect.
That's a fun mask.
Okay.
That's almost
Juicy.
very similar to what you do with your makeup.
Yeah, and I can put eyelashes on too.
But you look more doll.
Yeah, and I want that.
Yeah.
How far back does it go? Should I get like a bang
It goes all the way to here.
I can see.
But you can do,
Like, get
yeah,
my
just
bang
do
bang.
fake hair right here.
Yeah, that's what I was
That'd be
thinking.
great.
That way I don't have to cut my hair.
That's
Yeah.
a fun mask.
Okay, cool. That just made my life.
He's got a Krampus.
That's why I'm here. Look at that Krampus mask.
Oh, that's beautiful.
You see it? That's Nicodemus.
It is.
That is the mask that I made Nicodemus out of. That top drawer,
Sharps.
Where in the top?
right in the middle. That's where I dig around
Flop
for.
it in there?
I dig around for like 7, so.
That works.
Okay, that's off.
I didn't twist the. Hold on. Yeah.
Okay.
This is off. Are you done with your compressor?
Compressor you can turn off. This light I can turn off. So this shirt is all the way done. The crotch strap is sewn in. I'm calling him finished. I might do some highlight paint on it, but I'm going to do that once the whole suit's together because the next time he's out here, I'm going to, the next time he's here, I'm building his legs. So I'm building his legs Thursday night when we're all here together. And I need to get you some, what? No, we're doing the buttons like that from now on.
We are? Okay, yeah, I can just do
Yeah.
that. That's easy. I've done them like that before.
That's my favorite way because then it just sits right here.
And it's just.
And I want to find a way to attach like a ring to it. So you put the ring on and then bam, right there's the button.
That can be done.
Got me?
They have those silicone
Silicone
rings.
rings.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
like that one. They have them like with big jewel insets.
Pop the jewel out, put the button through.
Done.
I don't know.
Oh.
It might be too long to pop in.
No, that's why I'm saying those big silicone jewel sets. Because I can take a burner.
Okay, okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
It's awesome.
that would be cool.
This is my buddy.
He's got straps now.
We're friends.
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock.
Yep, we're done.
Party.
Rob, get the gate. I'll close it behind you. You guys want to say goodbye?
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody. You're awesome. So, yes, I go live Tuesdays and Thursdays here most of the time, and then we do call them hipsters. That's correct. That's what people are now. I think millennials who grow up are hipsters. That's what a lot of it is.
Somebody called me a hipster because I was
Yeah.
wearing a kilt. And I'm like, I'm not a hipster. He's like, you drive a Prius.
You drive a Prius.
You have a
that
giant.
hair-
You have a giant beard.
You have that haircut. Your ears
That
are pierced,
haircut.
and you were wearing a kilt.
You are a hipster.
You're a hipster.
For the record,
I hate
you
to
are a
break it
hipster.
to you, but you're a hipster.
Yeah.
I'm 40.
You might even be more of a hipster than me.
I was
So-
hipster before they were hipster.
Because you're 42, that just means you're a hipster with a dose of sadness.
43.
Oh, 42.
Even
and,
sadder.
And I am sad.
Yeah.
I was hipster before it was hipster.
You were
Yeah, like that beard
is hipster beard.
almost did not happen in the 80s. You know, I didn't even like facial hair really.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like iconic facial hair in the 80s.
Mr. T, that's all you got.
Yeah,
You have Mr. T.
No,
that's
no,
it.
Tom Selleck.
And
yeah, maybe the mustache is what I was thinking.
Mr.
Beard's
T,
more
Tom
of a thing.
Selleck, and Uncle Jesse from Dukes of Hazzard. That's it. That's all you got. But anyway, Lexi said go make stuff.
Go make stuff.
Oh, such restraint.